Wednesday night, what are you gonna do? Sit there. Tuesday night, what are you gonna do? Sit there and watch Dancing with Stars like a fucking mutt? Get your shit together, motherfucker. Sarah Tiana in the house, the Flying Jew. What's up, baby?
I'm already fucked up.
That's the fucking goal. That's the process. That's the result of this whole
I was
fucking
telling you
thing.
before Sarah got here that you've only seen me, other than once, I think, with Steve Simone. You've seen me. I've always been fucked up.
She ain't judging nobody.
I'm not judging you.
Sarah Tiana don't give two Frenchmen's fuck.
No, but we saw you at the store, and you thought I was too nervous to come say hello, but I was just fucked up, and we were by the car, and you were like, oh, he's just nervous. I'm like, I'm fucked up.
Are you sure you weren't just nervous and fucked up?
That might be what happened.
Look at Lee with his little blue shirt on. Where'd you get that shirt from?
Old Navy.
Looking sharp. Look at you.
Big spender.
Old Navy.
Shit.
New
Old Navy.
Jew.
Listen, man, fucking Old Navy, it scratches the itch.
Well, I don't want to buy all new
Right or
clothes
wrong,
in the
yeah.
middle of losing weight, but I need some new shit because the old stuff just it looks ridiculous when I wear it. So
It's crazy how many times there used to be an Old Navy down by Coconut Grove. When I do the improv, I go right to fucking Old Navy because they sold that shit for dirt cheap because it's Miami. You can only wear that in Miami for a month.
Yeah.
So you go down there and I'm like, that's Michigan wear. That's fucking Midwest wear for me. Busted. I go down there and buy a whole wardrobe for $18.50.
Yeah.
Fuck it, yeah.
Yeah,
Down
it's like 3 undershirts for $5.
Marshalls, all those places across the country,
Ooh.
especially when you're in Texas. If you're a fat motherfucker, just hold off on clothing. Just wait till you go to Texas. There's a 2X, there's a 9X everywhere else. You understand me? They make those Texas people feel nice about themselves.
Oh my God, I just got back from Texas. I
Yeah.
love it. It was my first time to Austin. It was so amazing. I'd never been to Austin. I was like in love the whole time. And I was with Russell Peters, so we played Austin City Limits.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It was
How many
like
seats?
2,500, I think.
You could still smell the music in
Yeah,
there.
I mean, it's like Willie Nelson was the first person to play there, so it's like, and I'm like, country girl, like I grew up on like 80s country, so like Willie Nelson and like Randy Travis and Ronnie Millsap and shit like that I just like love, and like it's been my dream just to go to that venue, so to be able to perform there was
you could
like
still smell Stevie Ray Vaughan in there, too. Like, he was living in there for a fucking while.
Really?
I guess that's Stevie Ray Vaughan live from Austin City Limits. That's one of the big albums.
do you get into that too, Joey? Like excited for playing a specific venue, or even if it's not a music venue, but just like a cool old comedy club for the first time?
I guess for a minute. I guess.
Yeah.
Some of the thing wears off after a few times that you play it. But every time I'm there, I always remember why I'm there.
Yeah.
It might not be Thursday night. It might not be Friday night. But by Saturday, the second show, I realize why I'm there. And the last time I was here, I kind of bombed the first show on Saturday. This time I did well, And you look at who performed there. Well, when I first walked into the store, I was in awe. Just being on that carpet, that original room, that little space.
Yeah.
That little space. Oh, my God. I've died there and lived there. And
That was like the first time I went to the condo at the Comedy Store down in La Jolla. And like that was before they redid it. They redid it recently. So like all the furniture kind of made you itch, and it was like wicker. And I was like, yeah, but this
that
is
might have
like
been his fault.
this is also, like Kinnison probably passed out on this couch. So it's
my
okay.
God.
I'll take those cooties.
I saw some weird shit in that fucking condo. That was like, I saw a rat in there.
Oh.
I saw
Yeah.
a rat in there that was fucking so big. I just put the clothes back. Did you see one there?
I'm going to tell you another story.
I saw a rat in there that was so fucking big. Then I seen his cousin outside in front of the fucking joint. But the best was one night I was past. Everybody was doing blow. Noe Gonzalez, a bunch of us were down there. And I opened up. I had the headliner room, and I opened it up. And there was a chick face down, completely fucking naked, legs spread. And when I walked by her,
like Christmas morning, it's a gift.
Oh my God! But there was other guys and other women in the room. There was like 2 chicks and like 3 guys, but they were like the guys that worked at the bar.
What?
Like the guys that worked at the La Jolla
store?
Comedy Store.
Oh wow!
And the chick was just laying there. And I just left. I was like, "That's fucking amazing. What's come of my life?"
Yeah, I don't see that anymore. It's just dirt and filth. But like, I remember one time before they renovated it, I had brought like food, and I opened up the microwave to heat it up, and all of these flies and maggots flew out. Somebody had left something in there that literally like turned from maggots to flies to like every, you know,
The
like it had been in
vultures
there
and
a
shit.
while.
The fucking vultures came out.
Yeah, I was like, no one in the store, they'll try to clean this. They won't just buy a new microwave.
You have no fucking idea. Lee.
I'm like, who are they going to make, you know, clean this?
Those couches. But
Yeah.
when you're a comic and you first go to La Jolla, you made it.
Oh, yeah.
The first time you go to La Jolla, you overlook everything. The dirty tubs. There used to be a room in Milwaukee. It's still there. Whatever the fuck it is. The comedy club in Milwaukee. It was owned by a biker. He was the VP of the fucking club, and whatever they did, who knows? He had a stroke, but he was huge. This guy was 6'6", 400. And on Thursday night, it was mandatory that all the comics and him went out to this place. They closed the restaurant just for you, and their specialty was prime rib. And you ate prime rib till it came out of your fucking eyeballs. And then on Saturday, no matter what the weather was, he cooked outside. It's Milwaukee, guys.
Whoa.
Green Bay Packers. Snow. He grilled outside steaks, and you could buy into whatever he cooked, like the people who were coming to the show. But the condo was so disgusting. The tub was fucking... the furniture, they had a water bed in the headliner's room from the 70s.
Still
That
the same
was
water,
huge.
probably.
And it just shook, and I slept on it for one night, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I was like, no fucking way. You know, who knows? But when you first go and you're on the road, you overlook that.
You're like, this is being a comic, you know?
Worst condo ever. Chilkoot Charlie's,
Oh,
Alaska.
in Alaska.
Oh my fucking God. The windows were broken, so they just put tape and cardboard over them. The room I was in was a third of this room. It was a bed. When they showed me the room, the sheets, it was like somebody slept in there the night before, and the sheets were like sideways on them, like they just got up in a rush or something. Holy, you don't fucking
It's better.
know.
I just stayed up there like last year.
And how was the condo?
It was like a triplex, though. It's like it was a house this time.
Was it across the street?
It was down the street.
Okay, this was... And how old was it? Was it clean?
I mean, it was pretty clean.
They
yeah.
still do comedy in Chilkoot?
Yeah, yeah. I was just there like a year
Who
ago.
books it? Stanhope's buddy.
Dave, Dave, right? I don't remember his name. He hasn't booked me again. So.
I'll send fucking Lee up there. Fucking Chilkoot Charlie's.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, they gave me a car. They gave me like this old beat up SUV,
Right,
but it felt great. I felt like I was in the country again. Like it was really hard to close the door. Like you had to slam it like a bunch, and I was afraid I was going to get locked in there. And like sometimes the gas pedal stuck. I was like, this is like growing up. The cars I had to drive growing up, you know?
Oh my God, I was there in '95 opening up for Todd Jordan.
Wow.
And I took the biggest mistake of my life. I took the stripper with me. It was 4 days of fucking hell.
In Alaska, yeah. It's already boring.
4 days of hell to bring this girl with me.
I'm surprised you did that.
Yeah, why
Because
did
I
you
was
bring-
stupid.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
know. At that age, I didn't know. I was an open micer. I was just starting to feature. And I said, let me bring her up there. And she was a stripper to the end. She's still stripping.
No.
Yeah, she's still stripping 20 years later. She works as a psychologist and she strips. I spoke to her last week on the way to somewhere. The boyfriend she had, because she was engaged, he went to jail. He just got out Friday because she posted a picture of him on Facebook. I mean, this poor girl's the kiss
She
of
does
fucking death.
psychiatry and she's a stripper.
2, 3.
Well, that's
she can't
good.
stop.
So she can give
And
herself her own
and
help.
she's a millionaire.
No.
Yeah, and the place she works at, it's hand jobs for, blow jobs for 100, and she'll fuck you for 200.
She still does that.
Still does it.
Wow.
I know it off the books, and she said it to me. You know, yeah, she's crazy. This chick is fucking crazy.
That's sticking true to your roots.
I remember when I first started dating her, one day she came home. She goes, some guy offered me $60 to suck my asshole, to lick my asshole. And I go, did you take it? And she goes, no, because he was a trucker and he had coffee breath. When somebody's like, that's how fucking demented she was, guys. But anyway.
I love it.
Across the street from Chilkoot was a fish store. Mm-hmm. They had the halibut. And they grilled this halibut, and a bunch of bodybuilders would go in there. Mm-hmm. And I remember going in, and a piece of fish was fucking off the charts. Lemony, peppery, really. Is it still there? Do you remember?
No, there wasn't any, like, it was really hard for me to find a good restaurant up there. Yeah. And I ended up finding, like, kind of like this organic place that, like, made their own stuff. So it was a little bit better. But, like, everything was just, like, tater tots and fried pickles and stuff like that, which is delicious.
Yeah,
I can eat that for a couple days, but not at 7, you know. I need like wholesome, like good, you know. And you're in Alaska, you're like, I want salmon and halibut, like all the good fish from
Was
here.
it freezing?
No, I was there in I think October.
And there's not. I thought in Alaska there was just snow all year round.
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, I went for a hike on that mountain. It's called like Flat Top Mountain. It's like a 2-hour hike. It was beautiful. You could see the whole town, and then I went to a park and like looked for moose because there were like moose droppings everywhere. It was weird. I went to like some reservoir where there were bears.
How long was the week up there?
It was 5 or 6 days, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a while. But you know, they only do it for like a third of the year because it's dark for part of the time, and then the rest of the time is summer and nobody goes out. Nobody goes to see comedy when it's nice out because they only have like a couple months of like really great weather. So it's hard to get people to come to a show.
That was a long fucking time.
Yeah, they still do it. Yeah, I feel like maybe the location might be different too, but maybe
really?
not.
They moved Choco Charlie's?
I mean, I don't know. It's a huge place. Do you remember? Yeah.
Pool
There was
hall,
another
pool
place.
tables.
I remember playing there. Do you remember Darwin Hines? He was a comic at the Comedy Store. Definitely when you were there, like before the, you know.
I remember the name.
Old black guy, and he he had a joke about Pope Benedict. He was like, Pope Benedict, wait, you ain't no omelet, motherfucker. Like, and we used to crack up because like that makes no sense, but it was so funny just the way he said it. And he took me up there the first time, and it was another club though. It was like downtown, and it was like in the basement of this bar, and there were 2 at the time. There was Coots, and then there was another one, and they still do Coots, but they don't do the other one.
They do 2 in Anchorage, and there was 1 in the other town where you would shoot downtown, a little propeller plane.
Oh yeah, no, I did not take
I
a
forget
propeller
what the
plane.
name of it is. No, I wouldn't take it.
But I got
either.
roofied there the first time. I was okay, and nothing bad happened to me. I'll just say that before I finish the story. But yeah, I could tell because the owner would take us out to dinner every night, and I had a big dinner, and then I had like half a drink, and I couldn't walk. And then I realized it. So, and they'd said, you know, to be careful, you know, because it's a big problem up there. And, you know, they're like 13 men to 1 woman. And that's what they say about Alaska. The odds are good, but the goods are odd. That's like their saying up there. And it's true. But I think it was a girl that did it to me.
I bet.
Yeah, because I remember I went to my hotel room, and it was really hard for me to get my contacts out. I remember that. And I remember laying down, and I woke up in my clothes the next day, and my boyfriend, Aaron Cater, at the time, like, called me. I was like, how do you have this number? He's like, you called me 4 times last night just telling me crazy stories. And I had no recollection. To this day, I have no recollection, which is the weirdest thing. Like, that's the weirdest part about, like, something like that happening to you. Like, not having a memory is crazy.
Have you been roofied before?
That was the only time. And to this day, it's the only time. But, you know, when I think about, like, all this Cosby shit and stuff going down, and I'm just like, it's like the scare. And, like, nothing bad even happened to me, except that, I don't have that. I've lost all of that memory, like that chunk of a night when apparently I was making phone calls and, you know, like, who knows what else I did. Like, I probably was so fucked up. I watched, like, an Adam Sandler movie or something crazy. Something horrible.
I'll tell you
I'm just joking.
I'll tell you what's fucking nuts, that I just read the last accusation of this fucking savage.
From 1969 or whatever?
Whatever.
The lady that was the publicist.
And he was friends. He introduced him to the wife. And he would go to their house to watch movies or something, that latest one. Then she woke up and he had a robe on and stuff. But it was too early because nobody really knew about date rape. You know?
Right.
I gotta tell you something. I sat there for about 7 minutes, just listening, because I had the earphones on, listening to music while I was reading it. And I thought of all the fucking creepy shit I've done. All the creepy shit I've done, you know. I've never wanted to do something like that. Like, it was never in my... If you can't get a piece of pussy straight up, then don't get it. That's it. You ask them, you're in or you're not. You get a little creepy, you push a little bit. You know, let's do another cocktail. If it says no, that's it. That's the, you know, that's
the
way
human thing to do.
I thought. You know, there used to be a chick I used to get drunk because I knew if I get her drunk, I'd give her a stabbing. But then she kept hanging out with me, so nobody's feelings got hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She like getting drunk with Uncle Joey. But but when you when you trick somebody and fuck them when they're passed out,
Yeah.
like think about it. You're fucking somebody when they're passed out. That's a complete different.
That's a whole different
phobia, sickness. What do they call
Well, that's
that?
like an addiction. Like that. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's
like
like
fucking a cadaver. Like people
Right.
who build up fucking cadavers. So what did he do? Did he take pictures of these women?
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't
this guy. How do I feel about it?
That's what he was into. I think it was a power thing. I think
Was it anybody else that is he the only guy that's ever done this? I mean, no. But this guy is just. I mean, for years he's walked around with no conscience,
right
and it's just and he's laid his judgment
on others.
in a
Lots
heavy
of
fucking
others.
way.
Yeah.
And to just think of what he did in a minute way, that he drugged a woman, he got their trust or whatever the fuck he did.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, maybe the girls are playing with fire too. I always think like, what are
Mm-hmm.
they doing in the room? I mean, I was raised under different things, Sarah Tiana.
Yeah.
I was raised that if I'm dating Sarah Tiana and I get up to go to the bathroom, at least it's next to Sarah. It's Sarah's job to say, hey, dog, get the fuck up. Now people chit-chat. Everybody wants to be your fucking friend. So, you got a boyfriend? What the fuck are you doing hanging out with Joe Diaz at 2 a.m? Come on.
Right, yeah.
Oh, we're friends. What the fuck? Everybody wants to be fucking friends. Then when people get smacked, we're just friends. What the fuck? So I was raised that there's boundaries. You see your friend's girlfriend out, you wave. You have to say nothing or go up, hug him. Where's your boy? Oh, he's working. I'll give you a ride home. Why are you putting yourself there? You just wave from a distance. That's how I was raised. And you eliminate all the fucking riffraff. But, a girl's got a husband. The guy's got a wife. He's a movie star. You move to L.A. The guy calls you and says, meet you in a restaurant. He wants to talk about your career. We don't know better, right? I mean, you don't know better
Well, I
the
think
first
a lot of
fucking
things.
time.
Most of these girls were between 15 and 19. So I think
That
you're
young?
really
Oh,
naive. Yeah. So I think
didn't
you're
know
really
that.
naive to a lot of the situation that you're getting into, and you go, "Oh, this is that sweet guy from TV." Like you don't think that he's gonna do something horrible to you. It's like Mr. Rogers, You don't.
But he wasn't Mr. Rogers in 1969. He was a fucking comic that was on I Spy or some fucking TV
Yeah,
show.
that was
But
his first show.
Even then,
Yeah, I mean, most of these are from the 80s, though, right? Most of these allegations are from the 80s.
is it the 80s? I thought it was 1969.
The last one that came out was 69, but yeah, it was all through the 80s, probably just until he couldn't fuck anymore. If you think about it.
Well, I think that what I'm more disturbed about is I think that there are a lot more people that knew about it. Definitely other comics, and definitely his wife.
Well, his
Absolutely
wife moved back
wife.
to Boston to get away from him.
When? Just
I
now?
like well, no, like when they were, because they moved out here. I read one of the first articles that said they moved out here, and then she didn't like the way he was acting, so she moved with the kids back to Boston, and he would go back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like your hand is on the coffee cup. Your fingerprints are on there, too, if you knew about it and didn't say anything. I mean, you're guilty. You know what I mean? Like, it's...
And for almost always, my first instinct is to say, well, maybe these people are just trying to get money. And it doesn't even have to be rape, but any kind of situation like this. But now that there's like 20 or 30,
Oh, yeah.
I think for me, it's me hanging on to the Cosby Show, Mr. Cosby, that everyone loves. And you don't want to think that they're doing that.
No, you don't want to think that, but that's usually the people that are the most fucked up, or the people that are like living this like straight edge life. You know what I mean? Like not being honest and forefront all the time. I mean, who's gonna be like, my addiction is to fuck girls that are asleep? Nobody's gonna talk about that. But
I mean, when I was fucking crazy and I was doing drugs, and I've heard of 1,000 drug stories. I was never a pill guy. I was a coke guy, so you were always awake. I was hoping you'd fucking fall asleep. You're always fucking awake, But I was thinking about one night I gave a girl aspirin. I told her it was coke. I crushed up aspirin, and she was fucked up on the aspirin, guys. It was...
right.
It was this whole mental thing. I was at this thing, and this girl was annoying. And she kept saying, I know you have cocaine. I know you have cocaine. I go, hold on 1 second. And I crushed up a fucking bare aspirin, and I put it in aluminum foil, and I made like a big scene. I just got this from Noriega. Don't tell nobody. And I put it out, and she snorted it. And all of a sudden, guys, she started fucking jawing. and her hip started. It was the wildest thing. I fucked around. I've done that shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't get. She's passed the fuck out. How much fun could that fucking be?
And it can't. I don't think it has to be a sex thing, because probably if Bill Cosby went to any bar, he could get really anybody.
That's the
You would
problem.
think.
The problem is, I think, the addiction is that he can get anybody. That's not what he wants. He wants somebody that doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, who knows what he's doing to them while they're asleep? You know what I mean? He could have all these other, so like the only way he can get off is like some certain, like rubbing his dick on your face or something. Like, who knows what it is? And maybe he just doesn't want to have to deal with telling somebody that, so he gets them to go to sleep and then does whatever he does.
I read the one where he gave the girl said she had a headache, and he gave her the pill, but he didn't rape her. She got out of there before it happened or something like that. But
Yeah,
she realized that nobody would ever believe her. Who walks around with these fucking pills? Somebody's got to have a record of these pills.
Right.
There's got to be a doctor. You know, he was at a party one night.
Well, are they prescriptions?
The Spanish fly bit too, right?
But
Yeah.
Listen, the Spanish fly was something you bought out of a fucking magazine in the 70s, all right? And like I said, one time me and my buddies ordered it, and we didn't know who to give it to, so we gave it to one of the guy's grandmother. This isn't a fucking joke.
What is it, though?
It's supposed to get you horned up. We used to put it in a girl's drink. It was a capsule, and you open up the capsule, and it makes a girl
Like
go
ecstasy.
fucking crazy. Yeah, but it was sold. But, okay, so let's say, where did he get this stuff? You know when guys get together at those creepy fucking Hollywood parties, and there was always that one guy that's like, oh, my God, you want to get laid? Give this to a chick. You'll fuck her all night. You know, when I was growing up, it was Quaaludes. As soon as a girl did a Quaalude, I never zapped a girl with a Quaalude. I always asked the girl, you want to do a half a lude? And they look at you, and then you'd say, you know what's going to happen. And they giggle, because they call them leg spreaders. But that only happened to me like 2 times. Well, a girl took one, and you took them home, and everybody was copacetic on the fucking morning. That was something that was consensual, right?
Yeah.
Because we were partying, everybody's doing coke.
You asked her if
Sarah,
she wanted
it's 5
it.
in the
She
morning,
said yes.
You want a half a biscuit. But I tell you, Sarah, you do this half a biscuit, they call them leg spreaders for fucking a reason. That's what they call them. But where the fuck did you get those things?
The leg spreaders?
No,
the
he's
leg
talking
spreader.
about roofies.
Yeah, I don't know where you even get those. I mean, that's
must be
definitely...
like
I
some-
used to get them in Boulder. When I lived in Boulder, a friend of mine used to get them. They were in aluminum foil, or whatever they called, Rufinol.
Yeah.
I was eating them myself. I was splitting them, eating them, and going to parties and doing a couple bumps.
Why were you taking Rufinol?
A lot of people
Because
take
it was
it
a down.
themselves.
It was a party. They're not bad. You're not gonna black out unless you fucking.
You're not.
You get gumbied up at this time.
But you also were doing coke with
I wasn't.
it.
Yeah, I wasn't 300 pounds then. This is when I was
But you do a roofie with coke, that's
225.
different, right?
No, I was really fucking poor then, and the roofies were like $4, $5, and my friend had a neon shop, and it's coming to me. And I would get the roofies up there, and they came in aluminum foil, and I popped a few of them, and then once I went to a barbecue, and the kid, the host's daughter, was like, "What's going on? What do you got for the head?" I go, "Oh, I got a roofie," and we each ate a roofie. We went and got a gram of blow, and we ended up back in the house, but we didn't fuck. We passed out swapping spit or something.
I never heard of people taking roofies themselves.
I have
always-
for one.
I
You
always
just
thought it
pop-
was-
No, you could eat those fucking things.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I mean,
And I also heard of a pill called the Paris Blues.
okay.
But I took one night in the 80s. I went to a
I always
fucking-
get educated on the church, just so you
Let me
know.
tell you something.
Like,
When-
I don't know anything about this
When I
kind
was
of
a
stuff.
senior
The
in high
best.
school, I was friends with this guy. He was the driver ed teacher at my high school. And he was also one of the football coaches and the running back. And I really liked him. He was there for me after my mother died. The Cadillac company gave him 2 Cadillacs with pedals on both sides. And he would take you out to lunch. You could just sign up for 9:45 with Mr. McGrath, and you could talk to Mr. McGrath and anything. So me and all my buddies, bro, sign up for 9:45. Sign up for 9:45. We'd all corner Mr. McGrath, and we'd make him first take us to Chan's Dragon Inn. And then Mr. McGrath, pull over at the liquor store. Are you fucking guys kidding me? Come on, Mr. McGrath, pull over at the liquor store. So we make Mr. McGrath pull over at the liquor store. We buy an 8-pack of Nips, the 6-ounce beers. There's 6
okay.
ounce. and they ate to a thing, so you could drink those real fast. So we'd go to Chan's, get a steak on a stick. I would drive on the way to Chan's. For driver
actually
ed.
get it in?
Yeah, when you were 16 and a half, you drove to Chan's.
Oh, as a student first.
And then we switched drivers, and we'd go to a liquor store and then switch drivers again. Then go someplace close to the school, and then put McGrath in the driver's seat. We'd pop the 8 beers and go back to the high school. This is fucking crazy. I'm telling this story right. So this went on with Mr. McGrath. Mr. McGrath was a cool motherfucker. I love Mr. McGrath. So this went on throughout our junior year and senior year. One time in the car, we were in Union City. We were at this place. There was a Carvel. You know what a Carvel is? It's a tremendous ice cream
Oh,
place.
the Carvel ice cream.
Carvel.
Yeah.
And next to it was a bar called the Bottom of the Barrel.
Okay.
Where if you read...
That sounds like a fancy place.
It was huge. This place was huge. 2
The
floors.
Bottom of the Barrel.
It was a mafia place. But if you
Sounds
read
like my
Henry
dating
Hill...
life.
if you read Henry Hill's book, that's where Henry Hill hung out. A lot of the Gambinos hung out there in
Wow.
Jersey, on the Jersey side. So me and Mr. McGrath were driving. I'm like, Mr. McGrath, I got to show you something. And I whipped out a double-barrel shotgun. In those days, a double-barrel shotgun was a thing you put in your nose. It had 2 barrels, and then it turned into one, like a straw, and it had a spoon at the end. And you would scoop up blow and just go and do it.
Oh
So
my God.
we're in the car. I'm a fucking senior. It's like November of 81. And I'm in the car, and he's driving, and the car starts stalling, right? And I'm like, Mr. McGrath, watch this. And he smoked Camel cigarettes, non-filter.
Oh, wow.
So his fingers were orange.
Yeah.
And he had a mustache, and it was orange. So I used to call him Camel Breath, and he would lose his mind, right? And I remember doing the double-barrel shotgun right in front of him, like nothing. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? I get 10 years. And that was it. We never discussed drugs again. He was pissed at me for a while. And the day I graduated like on a Thursday. Once I was officially out of school one day, we were having a conversation. We bought blow. That's what happened. We stole blow, and I told him I had it. And he came over with another teacher, Mr. Terranova, who saved my life a year later. And him and Mr. T came over my house like 2 o'clock Jones, and they're like, so we hear you hit the mother load. Well, what, we don't get none? I go, here's a gram. And then Mr. T goes, let me get another gram. Come by the school on Friday, and I'll pay you. He was teaching summer school. This is fucking tremendous, right? Oh, my God. This is all coming to you. No. This is like a Tuesday. I give Mr. McGrath the fucking blow. I call T, and I go, Mr. T, do you have that $60? And he goes, call George. So I call Mr. McGrath. I go, Mr. McGrath, do you have the $60? He goes, come over. So I go to Mr. McGrath's house. Yeah, I walk up the stairs. He's a little...
Have you been to his house before?
Maybe not at this point. I go to his house. It's June of 82. I walk up the fucking stairs. He goes, come on, come into my room. Now I'm feeling a little fucked up. I said, come into my bedroom. We go in his bedroom. He goes, lock the door. I lock the door. He goes in his closet. He takes a box, and he takes another box. Takes a mirror down, one of those pimple mirrors.
Oh, my God.
And it's got Coke on it. And he goes, you think that shit you gave me the other night was Coke? Taste this shit. And he puts the mirror down. I'm looking at him going, where the fuck did you get this? And I blast him. I'm fucked up. And he starts taking those hat boxes. He's taking them, opening them up, and taking out bags of blow. And he goes, do you know what I've been doing for the last 3 years, you fucking idiot? I deliver Coke for people who don't want spics around. Hysterical. So let's say you're white and you're a dentist, you don't want a Spanish person delivering cocaine, they would call him. He would deliver the blow with a suit on. Hey, he's a real estate guy. Hey, how you doing? Because he looked good. He was a built guy. You could pass him as a school teacher, as a coach, whatever. So that became our relationship for that was it. We were just tight. Me and the camel. I would go to his house. Mr. McGrath, give me an 8-ball. I'll give you the money tomorrow. I owed this guy close to $1,800 fucking dollars. And one night he goes, all right, you got to make deliveries with me. So he took me to a party. It was like a very fancy, like people drinking wine. I had never seen that before. Like
Wine?
Out of like a wine glass. Like I hung out at a bar where people drank
That's
fucking.
so funny.
Like people drank wine out of a fucking glass. Yeah. These motherfuckers were sniffing it and eating grapes and shit.
Oh my God.
So he gave the Coke to this fucking lady, and the lady gave him this little. In those days, there was these little manila envelopes. And in the manila envelope was 2 pills.
Oh.
And I go, what are these? And he goes, here, take these. He goes, take them when you're fucked up. I'm blow, but only take a half of them. And I go, what are they? He goes, they call them Paris Blues on the street. That's what these fucking people eat. They don't eat Quaaludes. They go a little level above.
Oh,
And you know me.
these are the wine drinkers with the
Right.
Paris
They
Blues.
did, you know, we drink-
Oh, that sounds so beautiful.
You understand me?
Lovely.
They were eating Paris Blues.
They weren't drinking it at the bottom of the barrel bar.
Fucking tremendous. Oh my God. So we went and I ate the whole fucking Paris Blue. And I
No.
got fucked up. I woke up on somebody's couch and I'm like, what happened? Oh, you don't know? And then I robbed the gas station with lubes. He meant lubes, right? This is still going on. This is the summer.
Same night?
No, maybe about 3 weeks later. My tab was up to about 1,800. I got them for like 6-8 balls at 300. And I called. We had robbed this gas station because my buddy worked there, and it was an inside job, so it was perfect. We robbed them. We're counting the fucking money, and there was a bag, a brown bag, and it was filled with dollar bills. If you looked at it, and I go, sorry, what's in here? You go 10,000. Perfect. Call Mr. McGrath. We call Mr. McGrath. Mr. McGrath, you got any coke? I got nothing. Fuck it. You're shut down. Don't call me until you have my 1,800. I got you 1,800 and then some, cocksucker. Be on your corner with an 8-ball in 5 minutes. And I remember pulling up. He's outside all nervous. We just gave him the bag. He looked at it. He goes, where'd you guys get this? Don't ask. And we gave him 10. We also robbed those booklets to get into New York City without money. The ones that you gave the toll. Because it was the last gas station in Jersey. So they had thousands of those things. Those things were $50 a piece. We were pimping them out for $20 after a while. We gave the camel 2 of them. He was all excited. But an hour later, I call him back. Mr. McGrath, how was that? Fuck you. There was only $300 in there because there was 300 singles. But it looked like a fucking,
Right.
Who gives a fuck? Syatt. I just want to take you through a mental window.
So the Paris Blues, like, what was the difference in like that? You said it was like fancier than a Quaalude.
It was a. I used to eat all those crazy things at least one time.
I don't even know what a Quaalude would do to you.
Oh, Quaalude was the best.
So I don't even know why I'm asking the question. Like, what's the difference?
Like
Because I don't even know.
Like you drink a vodka. You like? What do you like? What's your alcohol?
I like whiskey.
Okay, so
or bourbon.
Okay, so you do a little bourbon to open up something light with ice to cut the first one. Then you pop a half a lute just to get the party started. Get a little loose, your shoulders get loose, you start hugging people. Hi, how are you? You know what I'm saying? And you pop another one, then you fucking eliminate the ice cube and you go deep. A Quaalude was like, they're all in the sleeping pill family.
I see.
It's how much you drink before you pass the fuck out.
Okay.
But I had a friend, his name was the Lopez's. And
The
then-
Lopez's?
The Lopez's. And then
One guy?
There was a couple brothers and a sister.
You're like, I had a friend, his name was the Lopez's.
They were
It's like
crazy.
a plural.
They used to shoot people at night with fucking BB guns and shit. They would drive around. They were kind of crazy. People, and they didn't like me. They didn't like me later on, but they had to do business with me. I had
Why,
robbed
did they garden for you? Or?
No, I had robbed a friend of theirs one time. A Coke from a friend of theirs who, it was kind of their Coke, but they couldn't prove it.
Ooh.
So after that, they really didn't like me, but they couldn't do anything about it because they didn't have proof. But their mother was dying of cancer. This is the most fucked up story ever. Their mother was dying of cancer.
Oh, this is the most
She
fucked
was-
up
yeah,
story
she was like-
that you're going to tell today?
She was like level 5, dying of cancer. Like there's 4 and then there's 5. So they were sending her Tumenols. Tumenols were these fucking things that were, cousins to like heroin and fucking explosives put together, right?
So funny. The way you describe drugs is like the way I describe the menu at a Cracker Barrel. I'm
Yeah.
like, you got to try this.
You gotta try this. This was, and me and this kid Mike Kishka, we used to call him Toomey because he ate Tumenols.
Okay.
So that was his
Not because
nickname.
he sold
His-
luggage.
No, his real name was Mike Kishka, but I used to call him Toomey because
Okay.
he used to just eat Tumenols. And the initials on a Tumenol, like when you look at a pill, they always say something. On this pill, it was F66. What are you fucking nuts? So what? So people would just look at you and go, we're going to take an F66. That meant you were going down. Like, hold on, let me make a call. Let me let people know I'm going to be gone for a few days and shit.
So you just like hibernate, like you just fall asleep. No.
I knew how to eat those things. I would always eat half, have a few Poopov vodkas, because in those days I couldn't swing the Wolfschmidt. Those Wolfschmidt Silver.
Oh.
That's when you know you're pimping big. Wolfschmidt's big vodka was big when I was younger. Now it's fucking grape flavored, fucking
stolen.
cattle and
Yeah.
all that shit. But POPOV is the shit that you drank on the street.
Popov.
Poopov. You drank it with a Gatorade like a motherfucker. What, Lee?
Gatorade.
With a fucking Gorilla Biscuit. Stop it.
I still can't drink vodka because of high school.
Really?
It's gross.
I can't
It
drink-
doesn't really have a taste, but that like gasoline, like plastic jug vodka that you're talking about. It's just disgusting.
I used to have a friend that would drink vodka straight and call it cough medicine.
Oh.
From under the car.
Yeah.
He would pull the bottle out.
Yeah, it's like that movie Leaving Las Vegas, like when he would just drink, like just chug the bottle, and it would like it like harmed me. Just that movie, just like that alcoholism, like where you're just like, oh my god, like I don't know. I'm
gonna make a fucked up statement.
Oh,
I don't like drinking.
Okay.
But when I used to drink, I used to drink. Like I could drink. Like I could really drink with a couple lines in me. I'll fucking take you down. I remember walking into El Compadre.
And was it always alcohol, like hard liquor, or was it beer or whatever?
I was never a beer guy, but once you're in the bag of blow, you drink fucking, paint.
You're just thirsty.
Yeah, you got to kill that dehydration. So I went through phases. Like as a kid, I got really sick and I never drank again. Then once you get to high school, you're forced to drink. Peer pressure, like social activities. So I would drink beer.
We went to different high schools, just so you know.
I would drink Bud Nips. I always liked Budweiser Nips. For me to like beer, it had to be real fucking cold. And we used to rob beer trucks, so I got forced to drink fucking warm beer.
It's the worst.
And that's the fucking worst. I didn't like wine. If I had a drink, I went through all the phases. Like when I was young and I was eating Gorilla Biscuits, Quaaludes, I would drop the fucking vodka and the orange juice or the vodka Gatorade or the vodka lemonade. Then I went to Southern Comfort and got really sick on New Year's Eve, and that was the
I don't
end
like
of
Southern Comfort.
And then I went to something that I still love today, but I'm scared to drink because I like the taste so much. Dewar's on the Rocks opened up a complete fucking different door for me of alcohol. It went from not liking alcohol to now enjoying a fucking Dewar's.
I just got into
fucking
Dewar's.
Rocks. And don't touch that fucking ice cube because I will smack you in the fucking face. Get a shot and put it next to me right there, and then bring me another drink, another glass with just 3 ice cubes, and I'll fucking mix them up in my own time. All right, there's a mixture I got in there, right or wrong.
Yeah.
And then I went and then to kill the coke without pills, you got to do rusty nails, Drambuie and scotch, bam, and that's a headache and a fucking half. Then there's another thing I used to drink, 43 and something else mixed, and people will look at me and go, "What are you fucking kidding me?"
43. What's that?
It's a liqueur.
Oh.
And and I used to drink it not with Grand Marnier. There was something that you had to, I forget the name of it now. And then I would get smooth. I like Irish cream on the rocks. I like Emmett's and orange juice, which is Irish cream, but it doesn't. Irish cream, if you put Irish cream in orange juice, it'll congogulate, whatever the fuck that word is.
Curdle.
Yeah.
Curdle. That's the word. But if you put Emmett's, it don't curdle.
Oh, interesting.
So
then
during
it's
the
like
week, I would take a Quaalude and just drink Emmett's just to trick you, let you think I was going down, but I was watching you, cocksucker. I was watching you, cocksucker. I don't even think of taking Papa down. You know what I'm saying? I would trick your motherfucking ass.
Yeah.
What? Fuck you, Lee, cocksucker.
Oh my god. It's so funny how our experience of the 80s was totally different. Or high school, you know what I mean? Like I didn't even drink till my senior year. Like I just never. I was in one of those groups that was like the Just Say No groups, and we would travel all over Georgia and singing and dancing about not doing drugs. And then I was like, this is stupid. I don't want to be this person. And then I started just drinking.
I was part of 6 groups, and we said yes to everything. We said fucking yes to it. When I was 16, 17.
Seems like a more fun stories, you know?
There was this kid, his name was Joe Lucci. He lives in Orlando, Florida now.
How
You know
remember
everybody's
all
names.
these people's names?
This
I don't even know how you
motherfucker
do
would
that.
have parties that were tremendous. He had parties before big concerts. He's the one that if you were going to Sabbath, Ted Nugent, Judas Priest, you knew to go to his house at 5. That it was on.
Right.
And one time we were going to a concert, I had a little vial of cocaine with a spoon on it. I popped the Quaalude, and I went down. I was so excited about the concert. I started downing those fucking nips. I woke up at 4. They had gone to the concert and left me in the backyard. But the girl upstairs saw me, and she fucking called the cops on me. She said that I was ODing back there because I got up and puked out. And I really did OD kind of that night. I drank too many beers in a rush. I get all fucking rushed up in those days. The alcohol would hit me. What are you gonna fucking do? You know what I'm saying?
That's yeah. What are you gonna do?
Those years for me, like 16 to 18, I was looking to black out. My mom
Yeah.
had passed, and when I went out at night in those years, I went out to black out. It wasn't until I was like 18 when I was like, Joey, that's it with the blacking out. 2 nights a week, you just gotta go out and be smooth. Not talk to people, but I would go out during the week to black out. It wasn't to get laid. It wasn't to really. That was it. The guys I hung out with, I would have to call them every morning and go, what happened last night?
Right.
You know, I went out with 800 and a ring. I came home with 3 IOUs, and empty fucking pockets. What happened? We went to White Castle. We went here, and and then when I moved to Colorado, it was like the first time I stopped because I was getting sick from the alcohol. I would get sick at night. I could drink 1 drink or 50 drinks, and I'd get sick in my sleep, and that forced me to stop. So I didn't drink for years after that. That's what forced me to stop drinking. But when I was snorting, stop. I loved it. I loved cold Budweiser. I would get fucking 2 cases of cold Budweiser in a can and alternate 6-packs in the refrigerator, in the freezer. So by the time you got that 6th one, it went down like a fucking soldier leak. Like Coors. You ever drink Coors beer cold?
I'm not a huge
It's
fan.
nothing. It's like you're drinking fucking water.
Yeah. I love cold beer.
You love cold beer. If you're gonna drink beer,
I drink it on ice sometimes. Like just like a soda.
I don't know. I can't do that. I've never tried
just
that.
it goes down really fast.
I used to paint bathtubs with this dude in '84, John Tizio, and he used to make me go get fucking 8-ounce Budweisers, and he'd freeze them. He'd have a thing with ice, and he'd put them in there. And once he got the 2 beers, he'd force me down there, so he kept freezing them. There's nothing like cold beer. I don't drink beer no more. Last night I went for Italian food, and I was thinking of getting the spicy mussels and shrimp, and I go, that's a good opportunity to slam a fucking beer down. But the kid was there, so I changed my mind. I got embarrassed for the 2-year-old drinking. You see that kid, you remember that shit as a 2-year-old. I saw my dad drink a beer. I order a fucking beer. And next thing you know, she's dancing at some club called Lulu's. I need that shit.
As a psychiatrist on the side.
What are you gonna do, you know?
How is your daughter? Good?
Yes, she's
Yeah.
really good. I'm seeing the love between her and my wife. I've had good things happen in my life and bad things happen in my life, and I've done really good things. I always knew that Terry would be a good mom, and I'm seeing it before my eyes, how everything's changed with her. We went to lunch today. I met her later on. I went to Wright today with D'Agostino, and I met her at Jersey motherfucking Mike's. I got my salad today. Half tuna, tub and a sub. He's better than me. 300 fucking calories, Leafs. And I had a lot of onions, a lot of fucking tomato. Ba-boom. A lot of lettuce, a little vinegar and oil. Light on the fucking oil, extra on the vinegar, heavy on the oregano and the crushed pepper. Gives the salad a whole different fucking patois. Who needs bread?
That doesn't really sound like a salad.
Bread is for pussies. If I would put cheese in there and shit, then
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been a salad. It was a nice salad. The tuna salad is nice. Get half the tuna though.
But they put too much mayo in.
No, they don't. Then you dilute it with the fucking lettuce.
Yeah.
You dilute it, Lee. You fucking mix it into the lettuce. That's the whole thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is wrong?
I don't know.
Talk to this fucking
Are
guy.
you guys like on a diet together?
We're trying to be healthy. You know?
Oh,
We're trying
okay.
to represent. You know, I want to live. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of having the gastric bypass. So
You are?
I'm 50. You know, I'm sick and tired of fucking jumping up and down. I need a
Yeah.
break. I need a jump. If I get a jump, I can maintain. It's
Aren't
time
you-
for me to fucking move
You're not
on.
big enough to get that though, are you?
Yeah, I'm 46 or something, 44 BPM. You got to be over 40 or some shit.
Oh, interesting. That seems like
I've been
that's an
watching
intense.
fat shows on TSL. You ever watch those shows?
Yeah, the 600-pound love.
Man.
Yeah, we
I
watched it a
watched
lot.
like the 900-pound black woman the other night.
Oh yeah.
They fucking weighed her. They had her on a diet. She gained 100 pounds on the fucking diet.
Yeah. Well, because they're not doing the diet.
They picked her up. They took 6 guys to pick her up. They put her on the scale. They tried to measure it to make sure the scale was working. She's sitting there going, I haven't eaten in years.
Oh,
She gained like 100 fucking pounds. They realized the neighbor was slipping her food through the window like an animal, throwing turkey legs.
I like. How do you get that bit? Like, because I know Ralphie May. Like at one point, he lost 400 pounds, and he was still 400 pounds. I'm like, that's so great.
800 pounds.
Yeah, like, how do you like that's like a condition, right? Like, there's something wrong with like your body doesn't metastasize like.
Called laziness.
Yeah, well, because
No, it can't.
But
just
it
be
That's what
that.
it's called. It's called
Is that
laziness.
because it happens so quickly when you start really
yeah,
getting
when
weight.
you really start. I had it. It jumped up there. I was 418, my love.
Yeah.
I was 4. After the longest yard, I was 4 fucking 18.
You were probably like 50 pounds from just giving up and just going
I
on.
remember during the longest yard. Ask Ari next time you see him. The pastrami sandwich. Steve Simone. He's mentioned it. Steve Simone. When they would come to the set, I was eating 5 of those. They soaked those things in butter. The bread was soaked. That's why they were so good. Because they toasted the bread on the grill with butter.
That sounds
Then
delicious.
they put this thick, fat pastrami with cheese melted
Making
and
me
mustard.
hungry.
On, are you fucking kidding me? Anybody who came on the set, I'd go, get my friend the pastrami sandwich. Yes, indeed, Mr. Diaz. And make it quickly. No,
my
I
God.
wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. No, I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
no, you wouldn't.
But I got
Wow.
Steve Simone a sandwich. I got fucking Aria pastrami sandwich. I don't fuck around, dog. I was eating 5 or 6 of those. I'm not talking about 3 meals.
Right.
And, New York super fudge chunk and 16 sodas while I'm at the store. Because that was my killer. The fucking soda. The cans of Coke. That was it. That's the Mac Daddy. That's the American killer. Everybody's blaming everything else. That's the main one. You pop a soda for breakfast, you're doomed. You're doomed. And how many Americans pop a fucking soda for breakfast? How many motherfuckers pop? I did it for years. I couldn't imagine a breakfast without a fucking can of Coke, 2 or 3. Couldn't fuck orange juice. What, I live in Florida? What the fuck? I don't live in fucking Florida or Georgia. I'm big pimping in NYC and shit, eating buttered rolls and stuff.
Regular Coke is my hangover cure.
That's it. That's
That's the only time I drink
with
it is
pork
when
fried
I'm.
rice with a fucking stop.
It's so sweet though. I had it for the first time in a couple months over the weekend. I couldn't finish the glass. It's way sweeter than I thought it was.
Once you lay off
What's-
Coke for a long minute,
Yeah.
I can't. Even
Really?
Diet Coke is sweet now for me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I like Diet Coke.
Diet
Whoa.
Coke I love, but like if I have a hangover, just one Coca-Cola, I feel so much better.
Cosby's back. Look at Cosby. She's just falling out the window right now with the fucking
Yeah.
white robe on and a prescription bottle and shit. Made out to Lee Syatt. What are you nuts? So what, Lee Syatt?
Lee.
What's going on, buddy? You're sitting over there all miserable.
I'm not miserable.
Yeah.
Everything all right?
He's
You look
stoned.
you looking tight. Look at you. Want to eat another? Let's eat another half a star.
No, thank you.
Mom is here. Let's do it. Let's go deep tonight.
Let Mama have
We're
something. though.
gonna go deep tonight. That was the deal. We're gonna see the devil and his cousin.
He was trying to freak me out, and I was here in between podcasts, and he texted me like every 5 minutes, call your mother, your ears are going to ring for the next couple days. Go give your girlfriend a hug. Bring your roller skates. And I was just getting paranoid.
You're so mean.
I love this guy. I gotta tell
I
you.
know. That's
It's
what
fun,
you
though.
love about him.
And now I listen. Every night when I go out, if you're looking for me, go to the bar at the comedy club, and I'll be 4 feet away from the bar, and there'll be nobody at the bar, and I'll just be staring at the bottles. That's what I do, Sarah Tiana. That's my hobby.
Staring at the bottle.
I stare at every bottle, and I think of a story that has to do with
Oh
every
my
fucking
God.
bottle. Oh, Irish cream. And then I drink. I passed out the Chinese restaurant. You know what was my to-go drink? I hung out at a bar when I was in high school, and the bartender's name was Lila, and her specialty were whiskey sours, and the other one, whiskey sour and something else. Her vodka and orange juices, her greyhounds, were white, and there was a half-inch of grapefruit on the top. That's how she made them. 3 or 4 of those, you were a fucking zombie.
Yeah.
All her drinks, she ended up jumping off the roof with Lila.
Of course she did.
Fuck that bitch. She accused me of stealing the purse one night. I did steal it. It was in the toilet hidden, but I didn't fucking. Well, how would she know? You know what I'm saying?
She worked at the bar, and
Lila. It was called Joe and Mary's. It was owned by a loan shark named George, and she
Wow.
was the bartender named Lila, and she was a nice lady.
Did you work anywhere when you were in high? Was this in high school? You said, where was
This is in high school. When I was in high school, my mom died, and the first job I had was at a place called Rendell Lumber and Marine, and the guy's name was Richie Werdeman, and I basically just went there to steal. Like I punched in to steal. Like the kid who gave me the job said, "Psst, oh, by the way, make sure you steal. Because if you don't, then they'll know how much I was stealing." And he broke down the wood, the customers that were going to come in, you know, because they sold marine plywood 4x8 sheets. And it was galvanized for boats. So each sheet was $100. So these guys would come and say, "Give me 10 sheets, I'll give you 500 cash." Load the fucking truck, Stymie. There was no cameras in those days.
Yeah,
there was
right.
nothing. There was nothing. But the biggest hit I got in there was a guy that used to have a rare stamp and like coin thing. And he was the straightest looking motherfucker I ever saw in my life. And I started talking to him. I would empty his waste baskets. That was my job. And one day we started talking about blah, blah, blah. And he told me his name. And I had grown up with one of his sons. I wasn't tight with his son. We knew each other like that. Like, he was a big kid. But everybody said this kid's dad was a big mafia guy. So I would look at this guy. And in my mind, I expected Marlon Brando. And he was just a puny little Italian skinny guy with a big nose that would bring his own spaghetti and be very, like, you know, frugal, but he always bought lunch for everybody. Like, he just did way out things. And I became tight with him. And one day I went to I was cleaning out where I lived downstairs. They had these bureaus, and I was cleaning out the bureaus. They were going to throw out the bureaus, and there was a bunch of change in one of them. And I emptied the fucking bureau in the bag, the change, and I took them to him because there were pennies and shit like that. And I gave him the bag, and I go, "Poach, just look in there. I'll be back. I'm going to go work." And I came back like 3 hours later. He goes, "I got $500 for you cash, and I got another check for like $1,600. Come on, walk me to the bank, and I'll cash you $1,600 check." And I go, "What are you talking about? I gave you a bag of pennies." He goes, "2 of the pennies were gold fucking collector's items, $800 a piece and something else. And I gave you the balance and whatever." I'm like, "Oh my God."
What?
So, and then I went home and like looked into it. Like I went to a different coin store the next day. And yeah, he was right. That coin was worth money. And then another time
He gave it to you, the money to you?
He gave me the money. He gave me the $2,000.
Wow.
Can you imagine being 16, somebody giving you $2,000 and you just clean? All I did was help clean somebody's flea market, whatever the fuck they call that, when they throw furniture away. And he goes, "Keep whatever you want." There was change. I just put it in a fucking baggie. And then I robbed the house or something, and I brought him jewelry. And he was really cool about it. So he knew I was cool. And then he would ask me fucked up questions about things that were going on in town, and I'd answer him. But it was our little secret. I knew that what he was asking me, and what I was telling him was our little secret. He just had that demeanor to him. And then he would ask me, "Do you need extra work?" And I would say, "Yeah, why?" And he'd go, "All right, meet me tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. I got some work for you for a couple hours. You work 4 or 5 hours, I'll pay you for 8. And one night he just took me to this fucking construction site, and there was a wall. I'll never forget this. There was a fucking wall made of brick, 8x10 construction brick, not the little brown brick, but the block brick. It has the holes in the middle, and you pick it up. And I go, "What's up?" And he goes, "Just stand there and wait there. I'll be back at 10 o'clock to pick you up." And I just stood there till fucking 10 o'clock. He came back at 10, gave me like a $100 bill, and he goes, "Where do you want to go? Let me buy you a slice of pizza." And he would just give me weird jobs like that, like just weird jobs. He just dug me.
So he was just like trying to give you money as an excuse?
Yeah, like he was just trying to give me money as an excuse. And he was also like a union delegate for like a construction company and shit. He was the real deal. He was the real fucking deal.
Do you remember his name?
Yeah, but I don't want to say
Yeah.
he was a good guy. He was
yeah.
He was like this big time mafia guy. And
Wow.
in your mind, what I expected him to look like and what the guy looked like and what they said he was two different things. The baby's goddad also. Fuck.
Can you even write something down?
No. But it's weird. I met one of his friends, and I remember growing up, and him going, "Be careful with his dad." Like I was over their house for a barbecue, and we were fucking around, and I took a hot dog, and we had goldfish, and we put the goldfish in the hot dog, gave it to the dad, and the dad was like laughing. And the next day we told him, like, "Come here. Don't mess with that dude. You know, he just got out of jail for killing like 14 motherfuckers." And we're like, "What?"
You put like live goldfish?
Yeah, we're doing that because people were actually eating the goldfish and the hot dog at the party as a goof.
Sushi.
For a couple of years, I hung out. Not for a couple of years. For like a year, I hung out with this crew of guys that we were in high school. They were football players. At the time, I wasn't playing football. Like my junior year, I ran with them when I had the lung infection, and they were into eating stuff. They would go anywhere and just start, and they would eat anything. Like they tried to eat a bicycle.
What are you talking about?
They were talking about that there was a guy on David Letterman one night that ate a bicycle. So one night I went to a party. I'm not even kidding you about this. I went to a party. These guys had hammers on a table and they were breaking glass and shit, eating glass and going ah. So for Halloween one year, they wanted to win the Halloween contest.
Of course.
So
Why wouldn't they?
So they went dressed up as garbage.
Okay.
They went dressed up as garbage, and they asked me, "Do you want to come?" And I go, "What the fuck? I'll absolutely go." So I went. You had to we took metal garbage cans and plastic garbage cans, and we cut the bottom, and then we had the one kid's mother staple the front and staple the back, so we could put suspenders over them.
Oh, nice.
So actually, we didn't have nothing. Then we took the metal garbage cans, the tops, and we took a brown paper bag, rolled it up, put it on our head, and then crazy glued that to the metal, so it wouldn't come off your head. And then we took strings and tied it around the handle, and we tied live mice.
No.
With
Live?
just live mice
No.
with their tails around the strings. These fucking mice are going back and forth. This is the craziest thing. And all of a sudden, they walk into the fucking thing, and there's all these juniors dancers and shit. Like, I want to hold your hand, whatever the fuck.
Oh my God.
And at that time, we were getting fucked up. We were already doing drugs. So half the room was fucking on drugs. And these 4 gorillas got on stage like that. And they're like dancing. And people are like, look at them. They have mice. And all of a sudden, at the same time, they picked up the fucking mice by the string.
No.
And they each dipped it into their mouth. And they bit the mouse at the fucking tail. I will never forget that. I'm sitting there in shock. They ate the fucking mouse while it was alive. And I'll never forget that.
They really wanted to win this contest.
Oh, my God. I'll never forget my friend Mike Runny, who called into the podcast. I have Mike call next week. He ate the mouse, and he was on stage, and he had blood, and he had the tail stuck to him.
That's so gross.
Look, these guys were fucking nuts. That was the craziest couple of years. And these are the guys, that crew was the one that went on to become fag baggers at the time. When they were down on Boulevard
What does that
East.
mean?
They were mugging creepy guys that came over from New York.
Because I was like, I don't know what that sounds like. That sounds...
Guys get drunk. Like girls get drunk
Yeah.
and they want action. Guys get drunk. In the 70s, you didn't text nobody. You couldn't text nobody for a piece of ass. There was no Google. There was no fucking, what's the other, Nubian? What's the other place? Tinder.
Okay, Tinder, yeah.
So these guys from New York, and it's weird, in the Iceman book, he describes a story where he would go someplace at night where a bunch of, guys that were into, fucking guy, they would get drunk. And they weren't gay. They were creepy. They were like Bill Cosby.
Pedophiles.
But they would go and pick up young guys and shit. So these guys came up. One night they were walking down there. One night they went to a show in the city and they were walking back. And a car pulled up. And he asked one of those guys, hey, can I suck your dick or whatever? And this kid pulled them out and they started fighting. So they figured out that they could go down there at night and mug these guys. And they came over.
So they would mug the guys in the car that they asked.
The guys would come over and go, hey, I'm looking to get my dick sucked. All right, pull over. Go over there by that tree. And then you'd park the car, you'd walk over by the fucking tree, and my friend would go and he'd kneel down to suck your dick. But there'd be 3 guys in the tree hiding, and they'd just come out of the tree and tackle you, smack you a couple times, and take your money. You fucking classic.
You used to use the better looking guys as bait.
Gerard. My buddy Gerard was beautiful. An Italian kid, just beautiful.
Do you ever talk to these guys anymore? You should have them on the
calls
podcast.
We did. He calls them each one. He has a weird schedule. Every third Thursday, he has to call this one.
I talked to Gerard. I haven't talked to. He became a chiropractor. He's a big shot. But
come on, Gerard.
Gerard.
Then there was another guy.
I'd be so interested to hear you talk to these people.
Well, there's
from
one guy
high
that
school.
called, and he was crazy. We talked about mugging a hooker one time, and he said, he goes, "You weren't there." But on the podcast, he goes, "You weren't there the second time when we threw her out of the car," and she kept going, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. We were fucking dying. This was a different mindset.
Oh yeah,
these guys were gorillas, but they were my family. They all I had. I had no family. I had no mother. I had no father. And these guys made sure my life went easy for me, and I couldn't, for me, this craziness took my mind off the real pain I was going through. Like it really did at that time. This craziness was the only thing that could. And in the middle of all this, I'm selling mescaline and acid. I'm going to East Stroudsburg State every Saturday and picking up 300 hits of mescaline. So all these nights, all these stories were all laced with acid and mescaline, and meeting people and going, "You got a mescaline for sale? Yeah, give me 3 hits." And all of a sudden then going, "No, we're not going to eat it. We're going to smoke it." I remember smoking mescaline one night in a side street in New York City, like we owned the fucking street. It wasn't bad enough. I already had 2 hits in me, and I was on fire, tripping. Like it was just the kid who fucking lit the hash with me that night. I'll never forget him. I'll never forget. His name was Gargiulo. I seen him throw fucking Pete Mancini through a window pane glass and grasshopper. They cut hair. Grass on the corner of 70. It's still fucking there. If you go to North Bergen tomorrow, go to Bergerland Avenue on the corner. I saw Vinny Gargiulo throw fucking Pete Mancini. No! Johnny Avalon. He threw him right to the fucking plate glass window. The alarms went off. Those are the fucking... Who throws somebody through a plate glass fucking window? And the kid lived, and they're friends today.
They're still friends.
They're both like firemen. They hang out. They go to barbecues together.
This is how men deal with shit. We're friends now. He threw me through a window.
I used to live in fucking mayhem.
When did you realize that Sarah and I had none of that happen at all, and you have like 27 of them?
Now you know why I don't tell a lot of this shit, because it's just fucking crazy.
Like any one of those stories could be a book of my whole life. Like that would be like the biggest thing.
So the school teacher, McGrath, the camel breath, we still owe him money, but then he got deep. So I became his errand boy. So he would call me in the mornings and go, he would get too paranoid to leave the house. So he would call me and say, "Come to the house and take my car. There's $200 in the front seat and an 8-ball of Coke. Go to the liquor store, buy me 3 bottles, buy me a sandwich, buy me a case of beer, and just leave it on the front stoop. Keep the money and keep the car. Keep the change, keep the Coke. I'll call you at the house and leave you a message what to do for me." That was it. I did that all summer, but I got into like a $3,000 hole with him. Right, all summer long.
With him?
He was my too good. He used to sell grams of Coke already pre-made in a little bottle. So I would go to his house at night and pick up 30 of those fucking things. Like, "How many you got? 20? Give me 20. I'll come back in an hour with the money." I never came back. I'd call him the next day. "What happened?" "Oh, you passed out." "Fuck you. I was here all night waiting for you." But he was my school teacher. I knew him. I loved him, And then that summer, at the end of the summer, I put a bet in with him. I called him up and I put a bet in with him. Me and my buddies got together.
So he did that too?
In those days, you would put bets in for people.
But like he was a
Sarah
bookie?
would call me and go, no, he wasn't a bookie, but he would put a bet in for me, which meant you call me up, Sarah, Tiana. He's my buddy Lee. Lee knows me. Lee will come to me and go, "Listen, anybody wants to put a bet in, call me up. I'll give you 10 points. You call me, you want to put 5,000 on something, that's 500 in my pocket. I connect you with him." So, or maybe not. Maybe I just call him under. So he used to have a Cavalier. Do you guys know what a Buick Cavalier is? It's a little 4-door sedan. So he gave me a number to call, like 323-266-1010. And you call the number, and the guy would answer. And he goes, "Who's this?" And his code name was the Silver Cavalier. And he'd go, "What do you want? Give me the lines for tonight." And he'd spit out all the lines. And then I'd bet under his number.
Oh, I see.
You see what I'm saying? So one Monday, I was a desperado. Me and 3 of my buddies had these big plans for the weekend, how we were going to go to New York and get our dick sucked and how we're going to do this. It's Monday Night Football. Fucking Pittsburgh's playing Dallas. Everybody's in America's going to be watching it. We thought we knew more than anybody. That's what you are when you're 20, 18. You're a fucking jerk off. We thought, I know more than everybody else. We're going to bet whatever, the Pittsburgh. We bet who lost, basically. We had, and in those days, you bet the game, the total, and the parlay. We bet it for like $3,000. We weren't even close to making $3,000. So I owed McGrath 2. Now I owed his guy 3.
Oh my God.
I had till fucking Thursday to come up with the money. There was no ands, it's, buts. Was I gonna get a beat? No. But in my mind, I really loved Mr. McGrath.
Yeah.
Even though I had fucked with Mr. McGrath, I really loved him.
Yeah.
He had helped me. He was funny. I knew where he was coming from. He lost his wife. He had 2 kids. He was raising them by himself. Whatever, man. I told my friends, I said, we can't beat Mr. McGrath. It's not going to happen. I'll beat anybody else in the world, but I can't beat this guy. This guy has been there for me. So I called him up. I took him out to lunch or something, and I said, Mr. McGrath, I'm in a bind. I don't have your $2,000. I don't have the $3,000, but I'm going to have it. I'm robbing a jewelry store. And he just looked at me. I go, here's the deal. I will cut you into the jewelry store. I will give you 30% right off the fucking top. But you got to promise me, as soon as I call you, you got to put bail up for me. Mm-hmm. Give me your fucking word. I don't want to spend time in there. And he goes, if I put the bail up, you can't leave town. I know the people who put the bail up, they'll shoot you. I said, I guarantee you, I will fucking take you out of your hole and give you the $5,000 I owe you. But you got to make me that promise. He goes, when are you going to rob it? I went to him on Wednesday night, dog.
You needed to have the money by Thursday.
Thursday, like 6 o'clock. And I went to him and I said, I'm telling you, this is a man. I'm doing this to Mo, my buddies. He knew I had already robbed this jewelry store a couple times. I had already robbed them for rings and like little bracelets and shit. I was crazy. These are the people.
Yeah.
This time they had a thing in the middle that when you got there, you spun around. And the top had diamond gold bracelets and the bottom had gold chains like these. They had 300 of these. Gold was 800 a fucking ounce. Mm-hmm. This is, $1,000. He had 25,000 of these things. And every time I go in there, I'd steal something, but I'd case that. And it was just held by a wire. There was these bogus cameras in there. So my plan was to just pick it up, disconnect the wire, and run out the front door. They didn't have a buzzer around the door. Mm-hmm. And that's how fucking I was in. Like, I was doing this. There was no way I was not doing this. I couldn't let Mr. McGrath down. Mm-hmm. There was just something about fucking him over. Because they were going to go to him.
Right.
And then he was going to send them to me. I don't blame him. I
right.
was putting him in and I was doing this at that time. Me and my buddy at the time were doing this on a weekly. We just put a bet in and when you came to us, we go, what? Mm-hmm. What? What the fuck are you going to do? What are you gonna, well, Scarface is going to come get you. Oh, tell Scarface to fucking come get us. Let's see what happens. But with him, I just couldn't do it to him.
Right.
I got up the next morning with Timmy Holloway, who was called into the show. He was the getaway driver. Timmy Marblehead, he's called into the show. He'll probably listen to this. And he picked us up in the morning. Me and my buddy went to the fucking jewelry store. Everything went as planned. And the first chain I dropped off, I gave him the biggest chain. It was like a dog chain. It was like a rapper chain.
Mr. McGrath, you gave
him? In 1982. I gave him the biggest chain off the top. I gave him a couple. I go, pick whatever the fuck you want. Right off the top. Before we even make any money. Just take whatever you want. And he took a couple chains for his family. And then I gave him a couple bracelets, and that was it. I went back there like 3 days later and gave him like fucking $10,000, $20,000. I forget what the fuck it was.
Oh my God.
But then I got my hands on his friend, Mr. Palute. He was another gym teacher, and he gave me a number to bet. And that guy drew up the cash, but I never paid him.
Oh.
So now the camel is mad
fuck
at me.
Mr. Palute.
Yeah, fuck Mr. Palute. So now the camel breath is mad at me. He won't even friend me on Facebook.
Oh.
That motherfucker. He
How
won't
dare
friend
he?
me on Facebook because he's mad about Palute. I had to call another friend of mine and go, what's up with the camel? If there's anybody I'd want to talk to today, is the camel breath. I'd have him call in here and tell all these stories.
Yeah.
But he won't talk to me. He won't talk to me. He's pissed because of Mr. Palute. Mr. Palute died.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I could never make it up to Mr. Palute. So
can't make it up to him.
that was the end of that summer, Sarah and Tiana.
That is a big
something.
summer.
That's gives me the fucking goosebumps, Lee. Just thinking about it.
Not really the
like
average
a day in your
podcast.
life is like something that would be the only story I ever told about. Like the craziest thing that ever happened to me would just be one of those stories. But that's just like a summer for you. You understand? It's like Orny Adams has this. Do you know Orny?
Yeah.
He talks about like Keith Richards' book or whatever, and I guess like there's a part in like the second chapter. It's like a paragraph in the book, and Keith Richards like lived like near a like a mental hospital, and him and his friends were in their backyard one day, and they found a dead body in like the ditch in the backyard. And he goes, this was a paragraph in Keith Richards' book. He's like, if that had been me, the name of my book would be called I Found a Dead Body. So like every time I talk to you, I feel like,
oh my God.
Like I'm just like, wow, I don't know if I've lived. Or maybe I just have survived in a different way.
I'm trying to write a book. You know, so
Yeah.
every day I try to write stories so it
You got to.
refreshes my mind, you know. And that summer, I had a friend that would go, listen, man, can you just help me deliver a couple furniture and we'll pay you like the end of the day. So it was a cool little gig. I did 2-3 days a week. I never knew when I was going to work. He just knocked on my glass at 10:15 in the morning, and I had 10 minutes to get ready. He'd take me to some place. We get an egg and cheese with Taylor ham on a roll.
Ooh, nice.
And a Coke, and then we'd go, and I'd usually be home by 2. 3 ladies to give me $75. One day I went with my buddy. He couldn't even go, so we had to work. We're fucking flat broke. It's mid-July. It's hot out. All we want to do is snort Coke. We can't figure out a way. We're only going to make like $60 today. And we go to drop something off, and as we're dropping something off, there's like 30 air conditioners on the dock. And nobody's paying attention to it. I'm looking at my buddy going, what do you think, Doug? And we took every fucking air conditioner in there. We left. And I think like a week later, I went into a place and to make a delivery, and I walked in, and there was an envelope on the counter. And I tipped the envelope so it could fall on the floor. And I just sat there, and all of a sudden I looked at it, and it was filled with cash. Oh, my God, I just picked the fucking envelope. I mean, it was like the summer of felonies.
Yeah.
It was like
I've never even seen $10,000.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean?
Oh, my God.
Like, you're talking about bringing him, Mr. McGrath, like 20,000 after you go, like, would you go sell the gold chains?
Right away.
Right away.
We dumped
But
the
where do
people
you go to sell something like that? Like, you can't go local.
Okay.
You go back to the jewelry store. I got a deal for you.
Here's what gets better. Okay. So I had another buddy who was fucking mobbed up. He was mobbed up. You went into the house and you knew it. You knew he was mobbed up. So that was the second place I went because
After you
I had
have-
worked with him before.
Okay.
I had worked with this family before. He was a great friend of mine. He ended up being, the whole family were friends of mine. There was 3 brothers. I was friends with all 3 of them. The dad was a longshoreman, a union delegate, but the middle brother was the one who was mobbed up. And anytime I had jewelry, I would bring it to him, and he would give me top dollar, and then give me a ride and buy me something. He was always really cool. Not a nice person either, but he knew I was friends with his brother, the younger brother. That's who I had grown up with. So the middle one was a scumbag. The older one was a badass motherfucker. God bless his soul. He's dead. But the younger one's almost dead today. He's all fucked up. So I went to him, and we were talking in front of his mother. We're in there making egg creams in this kitchen. And I'm like, where am I going to get rid of all this? And the mother came over, and she goes, Coco, that chain's beautiful. I go, here you go, Mrs. D, that's for you. I remember I gave her a chain, and when I would go there 20 years later, she would still say to me, Coco, I still got the chain you gave me. Yeah, so I remember my buddy said to me, leave it here. I'm going to have a jewelry sale. And he was built. He was beautiful, this kid. He was an Italian fucking tank. This guy was banging women. Oh, my God.
He was like Gerard.
Gerard.
Your friend Gerard, the hot
even
friend.
better looking at him. Because he was built. This guy was very built. And he goes, give me like an hour. I'm going to put it together. He called all his mother's girlfriends. He personally called all his mother's girlfriends, like 30 of them and 20 of them. And he called, he just called everybody. He called me. He goes, I'll be at 7. Come over. I went over there at 7. This bad motherfucker had dug up velour, black velour. And he put it on the table. This motherfucker, I'll never forget this. And he had all the chains out, and the chains still had the prices on them. So the deal was half of what was on it, maybe like 10%. If you knew the person, maybe 20. It was all profit. What do we give a fuck,
Right.
So
Still the price tag.
I'll never forget, I walk in, and there's my boy with no shirt on, muscled up with suntan lotion on, with 20 chains around his neck, and women are picking him off. He's beautiful.
Oh, my God.
And they're like, I want this one, I want that. When he looks over at me, he just blinks. And he gave me all the money. I think I cut that half with him. And then we took, everywhere we went, we picked up like 10 grand. Here we were in high school.
I mean, I can't even,
Oh my
I worked at CVS in high school.
I worked at the Nike outlet.
This is the summer after high school.
And I used to steal, shoes and stuff. I thought I was a fucking felon. I would steal sports bras. I would, put them on when I was, at work. I would, put them on under my uniform and just leave with them. And I feel guilty about it still. You have $10,000.
You have a pop-up jewelry store.
And then we went to this other guy.
The mafia.
We went to this other jerk-off who was a half-connected guy. And he called us and threatened us. He goes, we'll give you $10,000 for the whole batch. And me and my buddy are like, we already made 10. What are you talking about? We got 10 more batches in there. No. That's the guy that called the cops on us, the first guy. But the kid who threw us under the table was this Esposito kid. This dumb motherfucker went back to the jewelry store with the chain to get it sized.
No.
Yes, he did.
What
Yes, he
is
did. Just thinking about it makes me want to smoke that piece of hashish.
But what about the other guy you would sell jewelry to, the pizza store owner?
Nick, but I didn't sell him. Nick, you just got it stolen stuff. This stuff was primo. This stuff was, never
fancy.
used before. Nick, I would sell him this stuff. And then
Oh,
rob
that
it
had
back.
already been worn, like
Right,
from
like
people's houses.
somebody's house. Like
Oh.
somebody was pulling it off or something.
Need to be shined up.
Fucking tremendous shit. These stories are fucking crazy.
Yeah, they are crazy.
And that's like a 4-month period. That was at that time. That was like that was like May through September 15th or something like
So
that.
fun. It's like when you watch Breaking Bad, you're like, it kind of looks fun to cook meth. Like I would never want to do, but then you watch it, it like glamorizes it. When I listen to your stories, I'm like, I should be doing coke and like robbing stores. Like that sounds so fun.
You have no idea how fast the crossover goes. You have no idea. Like all one day, you just want to go into the city and buy a nickel bag. Then a month later, you're over there buying an 8-ball and you're chopping it in half and you're making money. And you're like, oh my God, I could do this. And next thing you know, in high school, we would go to this place on 135th Street. This is our senior year in high school. Close your fucking eyes. Who does this? Who does this? They were a disco. It was a Colombian disco on 135th Street. You had to walk downstairs. And you went in there and they had dancing, but who dances in Harlem? You could just go into Manhattan. You could just go into Manhattan.
I mean, it's Harlem. I
You
would
know,
think a
like
lot of
Spanish Harlem. But in the back was a DJ booth. And we'd walk in, and you see the door right there, that ledge up on top? They drop it, and that's where they put the coke. And the scale was in between the turntables.
No.
And the guy would take the coke while people were dancing. He'd wave for you. Boom, he'd give you a hug. Boom, and you go right back out the door. And one day we went and they were having chicken fights in the disco. Like right where the disco was, there's fucking chickens. They sold this below. Well, another night we went and there was a fucking dead body in there. Like right in the stairway on the walk down the stairs. Like that's, all I did was go over there to buy coke. And I'm seeing a guy get shot with a blanket on top in the dead of the winter. And the coke dealer that we were getting from was on the corner going. That
Wait.
meant walk around the corner.
Oh.
That's the same place where I bought a car, went over into the city. There was a snowstorm, and I started fucking around with the ignition, the window, the sunroof, and all of a sudden the sunroof started going zzz, 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 zzz by itself.
And it's in
all
the
of a sudden
winter?
I started smoking. It started steaming, like steam came out of the fucking radiator and shit. And next thing the car died, and there was like a little fire in the engine. And I said, fuck it, we'll take a bus back to Jersey. We went to Broadway. We took the bus back. I went over there 3 days later, Tiana. The car was on bricks, and all that was left was the chicken bone from the frame. And they were coming to get the axle. You could see that they were working on it with the fucking blowtorch. Insurance, it's never been on my credit report. I never heard anything about it. I never got a letter from the bank. Nothing. That car just disappeared. It's like it never happened.
What kind of car was it?
Like a fucking car that only black pimps would drive. It was like a Cutlass Sierra 2-door
God.
with the rims.
Yeah.
With leather on leather, black. Just sitting in it, you sweat. In the wintertime, you're sweating that motherfucker. Never
Yeah,
mind when it
my
was
first
fucking-
car was a Cutlass, yeah. Those
Jesus
pieces.
Christ, I'm
Crap.
going back deep. I'm going to have nightmares tonight. Of the place
You!
of missing
I'm
persons.
going to have
ever.
nightmares. So crazy.
Fucking crazy, this shit. This is crazy stuff, man. But I'm happy. That's good. You got to talk this shit out. Lee, how you feeling?
I'm good. How
Let's
are
do
you?
another star.
No, thank you.
How about you want to smoke a little hashish?
We already did.
Did you show us? No, we didn't smoke hash. That wasn't hash.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. I wouldn't give you hash without your consent.
You've done that so many times.
No, I wouldn't. Look at this hashish, Sarah.
Holy cow.
That's that gold shit from fucking Arabia.
Wow.
Check this reefer out. Ooh.
Gosh, y'all. Or the church.
We don't fuck around here. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
I know.
What else been going on in your life? Talk to me. So you're in love?
I'm not in
Nothing,
love.
all right?
No,
You're like
no.
10cc. I'm not in love, so don't come back.
No.
It's just a crazy phase I'm going through.
Well, I finally have just been dating a lot. You know, I haven't been like really. I never really like anybody back. Like people, like because you know our lives are so interesting. Like then you meet people and you're like, and they're like enamored by what your life is, and then you're like, oh, you. And I don't care if you've never been anywhere. Or, you know, it doesn't bother me. But sometimes it makes people less interesting, or they don't have anything to share or add, or any stories. And like, some people have too many stories.
It takes a very secure man to be with you, Sam.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess I've met a few more of them lately. You know, like people who are a little bit more successful, or one guy designs and builds houses and like customizes like fireplaces.
And that's perfect because you don't want to be involved with somebody in the industry. That's the barn burner right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. It may not work. Let's just fucking shake hands and part friends.
Yeah.
It's good to go home and not talk about the same shit you do all day. I don't want to hear about SAG Insurance and how she didn't make it, you did.
Yeah.
Because you worked on that job. See, if you would have talked to the director, you could have got me in there. But I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I started going to martial arts. Because I wanted to go somewhere where nobody talked about that shit at all. You went in there, you sweat, and you walked out. You go to some of these gyms and people stop you. Hi, it was great seeing you at Catherine's office the other day. Oh my God, how'd you do? I don't know. I brought her cookies.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you cookies?
It is, yeah, I don't know. I guess I've just been meeting, like, some more people who, you know, like, one guy's a writer for the show, The Blacklist or whatever. So, like, he's like
a cool
that.
show.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. Like, that's something new we haven't, you know. But, yeah, I've just been dating a lot, which is fun, you know, because it's, like, no pressure.
Listen, girl, you're a young girl. The fuck?
I feel young, but I've been talking about that on stage because, like, I feel like men make me feel like I'm like they tell me how young I look, but then they make me feel like I have a wedding dress in my purse. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like ready to like well, you talk about kids, and like I don't talk about kids ever. Like I mean I have godkids, and like I'm like finally at a place in my life where I do want children again. Like for a long time I didn't, and but I don't want them tomorrow. You know what I mean? And I think like there's this like fear constantly where guys are like, oh God, she's at this age, she's 36, so she just wants to get married and have lots and lots of babies. And I'm like, time ain't running out for me. I ain't in a hurry.
36?
Yeah.
You don't look 36.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm not in a hurry, you know what I mean?
26, 27,
Thanks.
baby. Good for you, Sam.
Yeah. Cigarettes and energy drinks have stunted my growth. Yeah.
Good for you. No, you look great.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm not in a hurry, but I feel like men make me feel like I am. And then I'm like, what am I doing? You know, and then it makes you feel crazy. Yeah.
For you anyway. Listen, man, when you go on a date with somebody the first time, you want to date with them.
Yeah.
You go to you fucking let it all hang out. Because you don't know. You let it all hang out the first 2 times, so you know they're never going to come back to you and go, oh my God, we didn't know you were really like that person.
Yeah, right, yeah.
No, let's let it all hang out. As a matter of fact, I was going to ask you, why cut through the bullshit? Fuck Disneyland. Let's fuck today. There's measles down there. I don't want to go down there, eat your ass. Next thing you know, I got 1,000 pimples on me. I got calamine lotion on me all day. You know, you want to get it out of the way the first, or the second, or the third date. I know I always wanted to. You know, I like you. You like me, right?
Yeah.
What's the
okay.
problem? Let's go get your bag. Let's go back to the crib. Watch HBO. Let's eat some cookies. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like a cool night.
And whatever happens, happens. But I'm not going to sit you down and go, you know, I really like you, and I feel that our relationship is moving quite too fast.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you back your key, and let's just go back to dating and petting. And you're like, dog, as a man, just let it roll.
Yeah.
If you end up here, you know, and if it don't work out, you shake hands, and you both got to stab it in. And that's it. You move on with your life. You put a notch in your fucking belt, or you don't. Whatever the fuck you do. But guys are like, well, I'm going to stay at home till I'm 36 and put away money for a home. You know what?
Gross.
What do you do? Iron your fucking underwear
get
too?
outta
Go
here.
fuck yourself. You gotta live life by the fucking day.
No, I don't think about that kind of stuff.
No,
You know, but
who
you know what it
does?
is? It's that you go on a date with me. I do not seem like the kind of person that you're just gonna fuck around with. Like I'm the kind of person that's gonna make you breakfast in the morning and pack your lunch for you, and like I love being very domestic. I'm like Southern. I'm like traditional. Like, you know, so it's like I'm not somebody that guys will just, and like I feel like it's just, I think a big part of it is just this town where like guys are just still playboys and they're still like hoping that Renee Zellweger is gonna fuck them or something. So whoever it is, you know. So I like And I get it, but I think that that's always been my biggest problem is that it's, it is an intimidating thing what I do, but then also like it's like I look like a wife, so it kind of freaks people out. Does that make sense?
How long did you date my man Aaron Cater for? I didn't even know about this.
Oh yeah, 5 years. Yeah.
So I know you when you used to bring me money and shit in the middle of the night.
What?
Years ago, one night I bumped into him.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
Oh my God, 5 years.
Oh yeah. We were together.
Give me the years when you were together.
It would have been like 2005 to 2010.
No,
about
right around here. That's
yeah.
wild.
What was it? 2015? Yeah, it's been like 4.5, 5 years.
I'm tight with him. I always
Oh, me
liked
too.
him.
Yeah, I was invited to his wedding.
I've always loved him. I remember him telling me he went to rehab for cigarettes. I always thought that
Oh
was
yeah,
obscure.
I remember when that happened. His
like,
dad
yeah.
his dad and mom sent him up
Yeah,
there, and
oh,
I used to call him when he was up there and like make sure he was doing okay, and he just thought it was stupid.
He's a big time tennis guy, isn't he?
He loves tennis.
So I would meet him at the YMCA, and he would. Great kid. I always.
Oh yeah.
What's he doing?
Well, now him and his wife live out here in the valley, and she's like a nurse or something like that. And I think he's still doing stand up, but he definitely doesn't do it that much.
No, but he was at the store one night, and I was happy to see him. And
Yeah.
I went home and I go, fuck! I didn't see Aaron Cater.
Yeah.
So it kind of fucked with me a little bit. But he's a great kid. I always.
Oh
liked
yeah,
him.
very funny. But like, I mean, comes from a wealthy family, so like I feel like his like work ethic wasn't as good as it should have been, But he taught me so much. Like, he taught me to just be super relaxed about money. Like, I used to worry about it all the time, but because he didn't worry about it, he's like, if I worry about it, then it's never going to come. So you just give it to people, like whatever. Like, he always took good care of me. Like, I never had to worry about anything. And because of him, like, I look at money differently. Like, it's like, yeah, I don't need to hold on to it, because then why would I need to get any more? If I'm just holding on to all of this, why does the universe need to give me more? I'm already got a little bucket, So now I'm just like, no,
fuck it. Yeah.
No, I don't think about it. I just like swipe.
I ain't brown bagging it to work.
No,
bitch.
you need something, I'll buy it for you.
I'll go as the pieces flow.
Yeah.
And if I don't have it today, you'll have it tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's it.
sorry. Like that's just, I'm not ridiculous with it, but I'm not going to not buy something because I don't think I can do it, And I'm not extreme with money or anything, but if I feel like going out to dinner, I'm going out to dinner. If I feel like going and staying in a nice hotel, I'm going to go stay in a nice hotel. I'm a human being. I deserve it. We work hard. I deserve it.
We had mom in the hotel all week and he tied her up.
What?
Mexican style. Look at him. Tell him, Lee.
It was a fun weekend.
What was the hotel you got? Tell him. Back rubs.
Hotel Sophia or something in downtown San Diego.
Oh, the Sophia Hotel?
Look at him.
Sophia, I think. Yeah.
Oh, Sofian.
Look at this motherfucker.
It was fun. We just got the hotwire thing where it doesn't tell you where you're gonna stay.
Oh, really? You got to do Groupon. Groupon has all these like romantic getaways, and it's like a third of the price. Also, Hotel Tonight is my favorite app. Have you ever used that?
No.
I've heard about it.
So you just go to a new city and you just buy the hotel room that day, starting at 9 a.m. Say you want to go to New York, and it's like a third of the price. All these, and you can look at all the fancy hotels. Because I'm a hotel snob. I worked in fancy hotels a lot, for like the Four Seasons, the Beverly Hills Hotel. So like, I'm a big snob when it comes to hotels and like service and like waiters and stuff, because I was a waitress for a really long time. So I get really upset about service because I know how easy it is to give good service, and it's like work to be shitty to people, to me anyway. So yeah, so I like love Hotel Tonight because you can stay at 5-star hotels for like $200.
Down, Lisa,
I have the app. I just don't really
It's
stay in
great.
hotels that much.
I stayed at the Bacara in Santa Barbara, which is like $650 to $700 a night normally, for like $300 on 4th of July. Yeah, because what happens is like the day of, hotels are like, well, we want to sell out and we still have 20 rooms available, so let's just put them for low prices and just fill it up, because people will buy stuff on the property. Same thing as a comedy club. You give somebody free tickets, they're going to buy drinks, which is how they make money. So
you're writing this shit down, Lisa. I don't want no fucking
I love a
stories
bargain.
later.
I mean, I am a bargain.
I'm gonna be asking you questions, cocksucker. I don't want no stories later.
Yeah. So that was that Brad Garrett club, because they put you up at the MGM Signature Towers. This place, they're all suites, all the hotel rooms, and a big balcony. Like you could put your furniture out on the balcony. It was gorgeous, and they had a bathtub that in there that could fit like 4 people. It had armrests in your hotel room.
At the MGM Grand.
Yeah, at the MGM.
I stayed at the MGM like a couple months ago. They had a deal. It was like like less than $99 for 2 nights, and you got 2 buffet vouchers. Like you just have to search Vegas deals.
The best, yeah.
It's like a lot of these places have pretty good deals. I don't gamble that much ever, but I keep getting these things from the Venetian saying I can get 3 free days in the suite, but it has to be like Sunday to Thursday.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, that's the best
they're
time
giving stuff away.
I like going then anyway because there's less people around.
Oh, I would love to go then, but
Vegas.
we gotta work.
Oh, I don't know what that is. I don't have like a regular.
You ain't going
schedule.
nowhere, cocksucker. Got the podcast Monday through Wednesday.
Regular.
You're on fucking call. We might do one next week at 3 a.m. just to fuck with motherfuckers.
Monday through Wednesday, you do podcasts?
Nah, just 2 a week. That's all you really need. I can only do 2 a week.
I couldn't even do that.
Really?
No.
2 of mine. Next week I'm doing like the Kid and the fucking Fighter. You know, you always do 2 of somebody else's, you know, and then.
Yeah.
But I like to focus on 2 of these. I can really not feel like I'm burning out.
Right.
If I had to do 4 in a row, I don't think I'd be effective. I don't think I'd think of these fucking stories.
This is definitely getting your stories out. You know what I mean?
This
makes me want to read your book.
Well, this is what happens sometimes when I'm with people. These stories are in there, and I don't even know how to say them right. Or I'm too embarrassed to say them. I don't know. We were just talking some.
You just
weird
need to have
shit.
somebody like write out, like listen to the podcast,
Lee,
like pay somebody to
you're
just
the
type it out.
That's Lee. He's the stenographer.
Yeah.
He's the fucking
I
producer.
can't be a stenographer if you get me this high.
No, you gotta be typing shit. I don't even see your fingers moving. You scratch your stomach every 18 minutes, but that's about all, cocksucker. You know, and it was weird because for years I thought everybody had these. I thought everybody had a weird neighborhood. I thought everybody took leaves in the wintertime and got bricks and made a wall of bricks and put leaves on top of it. So when people would drive with their car, they hit the wall of bricks under the leaf. You know, I thought everybody did that stupid shit. I thought everybody threw eggs at Hasidic Jews. I thought everybody took the phone off the. In our neighborhood, we had a police phone on the wall, like on a pole, and our big thing was to rip the phone out and then see the cops chasing us. I thought everybody did that, so I never thought anything of it. And then I would tell people stories like that, and they go, "Joey, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We never knew. We were playing baseball or something."
Oh yeah. I mean, well, until I moved to Los Angeles, I didn't know that the way I grew up was weird or different, or like you grow up in a little bubble, so you think, oh, this is just what the world is like, and then you're like, oh, everybody didn't have a daycare in their high school for all the students. We had a daycare for all the kids that had babies in high school. Like, that was super Southern. We didn't have anything to do. People would just go out in the field and drink.
And
cow tipping and, like, throwing cow patties at each other and just, like, setting fire to stuff. Because you didn't have anything to do. And that's why my parents made me get a job, so that I didn't have time to, like, get pregnant. That was, like, the smartest thing they did. Yeah. I took that a little too seriously.
Did you drink in high school, eh?
A little bit. There was a lot of it. I didn't do it that often. Like, I was never the guy to go 2 nights a weekend, or I would go once every couple months. I never did it that much.
When's the first time you smoked dope?
My manager at CVS. It was really. My mom thought it was crazy at the time because he was 26 and I was 16, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever because he was 26. But now that I'm 26, I see how creepy it was. And we would go to, like, his friend's basement, and there was this band that he was managing. But he wasn't managing anything. And we drank, and then we smoked weed in the garage, and it didn't do anything to me the first couple times. Definitely nothing like this.
I really have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you want the key?
Is there a bathroom here?
Yeah.
Where?
I'll give me the key right over here. I'll do some shout outs and shit. No, that's interesting, Lee. I didn't know that. Did he molest you?
No, he was a cool dude.
He
It
didn't
was
give you
just creepy.
hugs or anything like that?
No, he's cool. I'm still fine.
Tell me the truth.
He's
It's
cool.
all right, we're family here.
But just looking, my mom and my friend's mom, who I work with, still make fun of us about it. And
Would he come to the house and get you and beep the horn?
no, I would drive.
You would drive yourself?
Yeah. He was a cool dude, but just looking back, I was like, that's
What's he doing now?
same thing.
He's still at CVS?
Yeah.
Is he half a Momo? Is he cool? Do you still talk to him?
Yeah, no, not really. He's cool.
And after that, did you get high or just with him?
A little bit. We drank a little bit. I've never really been much of a drinker. I went drinking this weekend with Paula, and I don't like being hungover at all. It's so much worse than this.
We're ready for another star or what?
No, I don't want another star.
No, let's do a half. Just to break our record.
I don't want to. I'm good with
Let's break our record. Let's take a chance. Columbus did. Let's split another star. We'll split it. I'll only give you 2 of the 3.
I'm fine with tying for our record.
Nah, you're not doing nothing tomorrow. What do you got tomorrow?
I gotta recover from this already.
Nah, what recover? You get up, you do a couple push-ups, you drink some orange juice, and get back. Who you fucking kidding? Let's eat another little star before we're going deep tonight. We gotta pick up the Agostino. What's going on? Let me give my fucking shout outs to my people here. Not Neil Armstrong, Adriel Restrepo, The Mensa, Jamie Stanley, Mario David Ibbs, Captain Redbeard, Cocaine Tamales, and my main man, motherfucking Santos. Thank you for chipping in with us on a fucking beautiful Wednesday night here on the church with the most gorgeous Sarah Tiana and shit throwing heat. So what's been going on? Who you writing for? Drop some fucking knowledge on me.
Yeah, I'm doing some roasts and stuff. So I've been helping my friends with the Terry Bradshaw roast. They're roasting him for the Super Bowl this week on ESPN. And then next week, I'm roasting Jesus as Mary Magdalene at the Westside Eclectic here in L.A. It's just like for fun. So we're doing like
Jesus is Mary Magdalene.
Who's what?
Jesus is Mary Magdalene.
I'm Mary Magdalene. So I'm going to be dressed as her, roasting Jesus as Mary Magdalene.
What are you wearing?
Some sort of tunic, I'm assuming.
You're throwing heat, you're showing the legs.
I mean, no. I mean,
what the fuck? Talk to Elise.
No, she is the whore
Mary
of the
Magdalene
Bible.
was a freak. What the fuck? There's pictures on page 602.
Oh, yeah, on the Bible?
You burned the page, a little picture of Harry Bush. She never shaved it. It was fucking looked like a beard. Look at his ZZ Top fucking beard. Like,
it's crazy that was in your Bible. Your Bible is so different than mine.
It's the truth. It's the truth. They spell it out for you. You know what I'm saying?
No, they don't.
Jesus, Father, don't mess with them. Look at these motherfuckers. It just says it simple.
Amazing.
I always thought of that line when he looks up he goes, Father, forgive them because they don't know who they're messing with. I've always thought of what that line really, how he really said it. He was like, Dad, fuck them.
Yeah.
We'll make a comeback. All these bitches will take them down. You know what I'm saying?
So funny, like how, like I don't think about my dad when we were younger. Used to tell us stories about growing up in Michigan, and like he was like super poor and stuff, and he said that he was his nickname in high school was the Bushman, and we thought that meant he was like making out with girls in the bushes. Not knowing until we got older that that's not at all why he had that nickname.
Yeah, the bush, or he liked women with bushes?
I think he liked it, or like, or maybe he just like...
How old is your dad now?
64.
Oh, yeah, he's from that generation where they like that fucking bush. Your dad, too, he's a little filthy Jew.
Grew up, he graduated in 69. Yeah. You like that, too?
I don't mind it. No, he's just saying my dad likes bush, and that's weird to think about.
Yeah, it is weird.
Your dad telling your mom, don't shave that
Yeah. I don't shave at all. I was like, take off West Virginia, East Virginia, leave the Appalachians. That's what I say.
Sarah Tiana, I did not want to hear that. You like my fucking niece.
Sorry.
I really did not want to hear that at all from you, whether you shaved or
sorry.
Jesus Christ. You like my fucking niece.
You're just telling me about... doing gorillas and blow, and I don't even know the names of them anymore.
You're like my niece. I don't want to hear about what's between your legs. I don't want to hear nothing. I just want to hear you get married and you're happy, and that's it.
That would be nice.
That made me happy that you dated Aaron. I like that. I never knew that.
He's a good one.
I loved him. I always loved that kid.
He's a good egg.
Those are. He was always a good guy. He used to give me rides home, and we'd torture him.
Yeah.
I like when him and Ari are around. You could feel the tension. Like you could just feel them looking at each other, hating each other.
Him and Ahmed are more,
They fucking go at it. That's
God. I found a picture of us though. Oh yeah, the Palestinian. Yeah.
The Palestinian.
I found a picture of me and Ari and Duncan and Aaron. Oh no, me and Ahmed and Ari at and Aaron at like this like New Year's Eve party from like 2005 or 6, and we all look like such babies. And I just like couldn't even believe, like, and I was like, oh my God, you know, pictures of Duncan and Ari, like before Natasha, like, was between them, you know, so crazy.
The nicest thing about Vegas this last time when we did the mushrooms was to see Ari and Duncan talking. They got back in that groove. Took 6 years,
Yeah, a long
7
time.
years
Yeah.
for them to replace a friendship that was. I remember them being kids at the store.
Yeah.
I still remember getting Duncan getting
The doll out.
the talent coordinator job.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I hung out with Duncan before that. Like, I
Yeah.
just knew Duncan from the store. He made me giggle when he busted the doll out the first time on an open mic on a Sunday night. Everybody lost it.
Little hobo, yeah. Yeah. I saw that video of him and Ari kissing at the UFC match,
Oh my
which
God.
was so funny.
Oh my God. They were right back on track.
Yeah, it's the best.
They were right back. That was a funny fucking crew up there when they were young.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I used to host the potluck.
Oh, really?
And I used to sit there and watch this little clique. And that's, you know, I'm getting it back. I think going back to the store has made me better because I'm back home and you're amongst family. There's that inner core everybody has. You see your Sebastian, you see your Ahmed, you see your Mark Maron, your Joe Rogan, you know you're in good hands, you know. That's what, you know, and that's how you start comedy. When you start comedy in Atlanta or you start comedy in Michigan, you start with a core of guys, you know, and,
Your
and all of a
class.
sudden you become a team and you're a class and you drive to gigs together and you, you know, just do all these things that it's like Josh Wolf, you know. I look at Josh Wolf on TV. I don't see that Josh Wolf. I see the guy that we lived in Seattle, that he rented a house, that he didn't stay there. He rented a house. He was never there. And it was me and Mark Madison, and the house was a fucking dump. You know, you could walk in there. There was no doors. There was no... I mean, you should have seen this place. The basement was all 2 feet pieces of shit from his St. Bernard that he had never cleaned. You went to the basement to do laundry. You had to walk through a fucking landmine because there were little turds everywhere. But that's how we did it. It was $600 for the rent. Everybody had to pay $150 or something. There was somebody else who got a room there, but was never there. Like they just got a room, so when they were passing by, it was worth $150 a month.
Right.
They were Gaio Beelam or somebody, some comedian.
Yeah.
But that's your core. Those are the people that you.
Yeah.
I still remember who I got made a regular with.
Oh, yeah?
Larry Vazeos, he's gone, and a girl that was a lesbian, and she just moved back to Vegas, and her name is on the wall. Now I forget because I'm on the spot.
Yeah, I don't, I mean, I can't remember who I got. There was a few of us that were, Neil, like Brennan, like those guys, like Dove, like that was like all the same time
That
as
was
me.
your class? Dove,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, that was who I got passed with. I was like much...
Now what year was that?
This was 2010.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dove
it took me
wasn't
6
there
years.
before that?
Took me...
Yeah, Dove
6...
was a regular when I was there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Dove was there when
Maybe
I
not
was
Dove.
there.
Maybe who am I
Dove,
thinking of?
Sebastian, John Caparulo. There was a handful of those guys that were there when I was there.
It was a really weird, like, you know, it took me a really long time because I couldn't work the door and I couldn't waitress because Mitzi wouldn't allow any of that. And so it just took me like 6 years to get past there. And then, like, once everybody wanted me to get past, then it wasn't Tommy's idea. So it had to be Tommy's idea. You know what I mean? So he would just, it was like 3 years where, you know, I was performing there all the time, but he still wouldn't pass me. So... but then that's why I love it, because when people go like, oh, the store is just so cliquey, and I'm like, yeah, well, if you're not part of the family,
They're all cliquey. When
Yeah.
you walk into the Improv, there's 8 jerk-offs in the back giggling
Yeah.
amongst themselves.
Yeah.
You walk into the Laugh Factory, there's 3 jerk-offs upstairs giggling.
Yeah.
You walk into the Boston Comedy Club, there's going to be 6 jerk-offs in
Yeah,
the back.
the cellar,
You know,
yeah.
you walk into the cellar, there's 8 swarmy guys. Every club has a clique. And somebody wrote me that email last week that the club they go to is very cliquey. What should they do? Be funnier than them.
yeah,
You know, be funny
Go
than them,
be
and then
funny
they have
and
2
leave.
options. Yeah. Lee, what's happening, brother?
that's what I would do. I
You
would
ready for another one?
Nope.
You done for the night? You don't want to smoke another churros?
Nope.
It's over?
It is over.
he's done.
You going
I
home?
think he's gonna pass out.
No, I'll go to the show.
Are you coming down to the show?
Sure.
Where are you performing next? Talk to me about some dates and shit.
I don't think. I mean, it's pilot season, so I'm pretty much here.
So you go out for pilot season as a writer or as an actress?
Actress.
No shit. Who sends you out?
Well, right now it's Throughline, my management company.
Okay.
I'm looking for. I dropped all my agents and managers like a few months ago because they dropped a ball. Chappelle asked me to open for him, and then they dropped the ball on it. I don't think they believed me.
They didn't believe you?
Mm-mm. But they also like I just reached my maximum with them, like power wise. I just needed some little bit more powerful people.
I hear your name a lot. You got a lot of good things going on.
Yeah, so I signed with Throughline, which is Jeff Ross and Sarah Silverman's management company. So they send me out, and then they're trying to sell my scripts and stuff.
Okay, so when I spoke to you, I thought you were writing the Justin Bieber roast because now I hear they're gonna roast him.
Oh yeah, I mean I will be.
That's the next one.
I will be working on that. He was
out last night, right? He was at the Comedy Store somewhere.
Probably. He loves usually the Laugh Factory. He loves that place, which is weird.
He's friends with Jamie or something like that.
Yeah, and he's like Dalia and him are good friends and stuff like that. So I don't know, but it's gonna be interesting. I already started writing a bunch of jokes for it, so I don't know who I'm gonna give them to yet, but we'll see.
Were you here when Jamie Masada is the one that gave one of those kids to Michael Jackson?
Oh yeah, that's.
Raped?
Oh yeah, I've heard about that a lot.
What happened?
Which is why, like, when Bieber goes there, I'm like, be careful.
Jamie Masada delivered a boy to be raped?
Yeah, that's the rumor.
That's the rumor.
But that's also, like, but also, like, you know, the Laugh Factory, like, tapes all of their sets and stuff. So, like, whenever people would get in trouble, like, comics would get in trouble for, like, saying something like Tosh or, like, whoever it is.
He would sell them up. He does it himself.
That's the one that...
And I'll never forget when I first saw the Richards one, I knew that was their tape. Because their tape sound doesn't come in. If you ever tape a set at the Laugh Factory, the visual is tremendous. The sound is completely you're like, fuck! I had a great fucking set. I thought I could tape it. Yeah. It don't sound right. So when I saw the tape, I knew Jamie had sold out.
Of course. And it always says, this happened at the Laugh Factory on Sunset Boulevard, and it gives the address. Yeah, he's always in Huffington Post.
He's got a direct line to fucking DMZ. He's always in he writes a blog for Huffington Post.
Well, that's why a lot of comics, like that's why Louis C.K. won't go there anymore, and like a lot of comics just don't perform there anymore. That's why the store is like on this big surge because everybody wants to perform there and nowhere else, which is nice.
I'm happy I'm back.
Me
I'm happy
too.
I have a home.
It's
I can tell that I have a home. Sarah, you have a home here. Anytime you want to come on,
you
know I love you. I've been missing you. I've been wanting to call you for a while, but I didn't want to bother nobody. You're one of my favorites. We didn't touch on the dad's talk. But I will tell you, since the last chat we had, I've tried to be more aware of my daughter. Like I have this, I had a great time with her tonight. She hates when I take her binky. Right? She fucking loses it. She loses it, but she gets to do her thing. So I'll have my foot up, and she'll climb on my leg, and then she'll put her feet at the edge, right by my groin, and just dive on me with like an elbow, and then try to take it from me. But every time she lifts her arm, I'll tickle under there. Then she puts it down and tries to spin on me. You know?
Right.
But tonight I had her by the back of her knee, and I found that place tonight. She was going for. She was like, "How did you fucking know? It's ticklish." So whenever I'm like that with her, like this time she wants me to torture her, so she has to go sideways, so I can hold her like a baby, and she doesn't want to tell me. It's like my cat. I have a cat, Gray, and when I pick her up, she'll cry the whole time. But once I have her locked in the computer, she's good to go. Her nose starts fucking getting wet, dripping. So it's every time I talk to you, I think about you a lot because I think about being a dad and how important it is to her. I'm doing the gastric for her, you know, so I could be around until she's 15, so I could tell her to close her fucking legs. That's not happening. That's not happening. You're not even leaving the house. I'll shoot everybody.
Just make sure they
I'll shoot everybody.
There's no leg spreader pills
there's no
anywhere.
leg spreader pills. You know, and it's weird. Every woman, I always thought women were a lot cooler. I grew up with girls. I grew up with like 3 or 4 girls that were fucking killers. Like when I go out with them, I go, Jesus Christ, this girl's a fucking killer, you know. And I wouldn't be banging them or nothing. They were just friends of mine. Like I said, I grew up with one girl in particular I think a lot. I remember her going out and her going, hold on, let's go get some drinks. You guys sit right here. And she would go to the bar and come back with some poor bastard. All right, these are my friends. Lee, this is Joey. How you doing? come on, what do you want to do? You want to get some drinks? And the guy would be stuck buying drinks for everybody the whole night. These girls were fucking savages. So whenever I meet a woman, I'm like thinking, this girl's a savage. And then she'll tell you something, you're like, wow, I thought you were more of a savage. So that's why I just want to build the perfect savage.
Right.
I just need a couple fucking years. You know what I'm saying?
That's the title of your book.
I just need to get to
I just want to build a perfect savage.
I just really do. I want to build a perfect savage as a female. Hands, martial arts, explosives, knives, throwing knives, jumping off buildings, the whole fucking thing by 10.
I like how Sarah was just like, yeah, that makes sense.
Ballet, everything.
Ballet.
Listen, man,
it's great. No, it's great.
Everything. You gotta cover every fucking thing. The flute, the fucking banjo. You gotta do what you do.
And then explosives and
explosives 101. You gotta learn how to make little devices, how to put car bombs when you're skateboarding. You know what I'm saying? You fall, you put the bomb under the car. You need little fucking girls get away with this shit. Look at Natalie Portman in The fucking Professional. Nobody remembers. I'm the only jack off in the fucking room here.
You want a lady in the bedroom and a savage in the kitchen.
I don't want to know nothing about the bedroom. I didn't say nothing about the bedroom, Sarah fucking Tiana.
I'm just saying
That's
that, like,
fucking,
you're building like you want a girl that's a lady
bedroom.
And a savage.
I don't want her to have that dumb emotion. I don't want her to have that.
What do you mean?
Love?
Just
dumb emotion.
Yeah, like just weird emotion as a girl. I wanted to.
But that's part of being a woman.
Fuck no! You gotta cut that right off.
No.
You gotta rip that out as a youngster.
No.
Lose that shit. Fuck that motherfucker. He comes home with alcohol in his breath. You fire that bitch. You understand?
Yeah.
Me? There's no second chances in your fucking book. There's no. There's no scraps in your scrapbook.
Delicate. You're so delicate.
You know me, dog. I'm a man of many fucking words.
I know.
You gotta get through to your daughters, though, and talk to them.
Yeah, you're a good dad. I'm happy.
Oh yeah. I'm real fucking good. She's fucking throwing the cats around. We're gonna put her in daycare.
She's already addicted to something. The binky.
Yeah, the binky, and the pink car. She loves the binky. Lee, what's up with you, my brother? What do you got planned for the weekend? Where are you taking Mama? Tomorrow's her birthday, Thursday?
Thursday's her birthday.
This is the longest fucking birthday ever. She's been 25 for a week, huh?
I know.
Every day. What'd you do with her today? You rub her feet?
I didn't see her today.
Tomorrow, where are you taking her?
Nowhere. She has school.
And then what about Thursday? Where you going?
Her mom is making enchiladas. And I bought her a cake.
And you bought what kind of cake?
There's a place on Van Nuys called like Cakes by Rumi. And they used to be in this breakfast place we went to. And they have great cakes, and she wanted one from there, so I got her like a dark chocolate cake or something like that.
Look at you. What are you doing Thursday? You gonna go over there?
Yeah, her mom's making enchiladas.
And then what are you guys doing afterwards?
I don't know.
You taking her out?
No, she has school, so
No. It's her birthday. When it's Thursday?
That's why we were in San Diego.
Yeah, but when it's your birthday on Thursday night, guess what Thursday night becomes?
Dick night.
Dick night. Tell him, Sarah Tiana. No, don't say fucking dick night.
I know I'm not. Yeah, you don't want that.
I want to give a shout out to my main motherfuckers here. On it. Helping you, lifting you, making you a better motherfucker. Making you perform better mentally, physically, spiritually. That's up to you. You got to join a cult and do whatever the fuck it is that you do. On is tremendous. I started on my Alpha Brain again last week, and I could tell the difference last week in Buffalo when I was on stage. Do yourself a motherfucking favor. Why are we having this conversation again? Why? Go to honor.com, press in what, Lee?
Church.
Boom! Get 10% off. Again, start with the Alpha Brain. 100% money back guarantee. You don't like it, we don't want the product back. We'll shake hands and part friends, all right? That's how I'm rolling these days. Number 2, Iron Dragon TV, making motherfucking things happen for you. Nanotech, my main man, Dave Foley, busting it up there. Again, a tremendous Roku channel if you're into classic martial art films, working out every fucking day. Dave Foley's putting new projects up there, new kung fu movies, new stuff from On It, new stuff from whoever the fuck. Again, performance, but go on there. That's the only way you're going to know. Go to IronDragonTV.com right now and press in.
Joey.
BAM! Oh, shit. Get 2 free motherfucking films to get the party started. How's that? Who gives you that type of entertainment?
Wow.
Nobody, cocksucker. Martial art classic films. Tell them the names.
Ip Man series.
Oh, shit.
Tai Chi Hero.
Shit.
Jackie Chan.
Are you fucking kidding me? Who else?
That's all I know.
That's all he knows. Go on there right now. You're not going to be fucking sad. Tremendous channel. They got a lot of things happening. You want to get in with these guys. Let them get your email. Let them do the whole thing. Iron Dragon TV right now. What's the code word?
Joey.
Oh, shit. Let me ask you a question. How much longer are you going to have those underwear on? How many times are you going to open up your drawer and there's going to be white underwear with shit stains and blood?
It's the worst
and
part.
fucking chlamydia juice and all that shit in your fucking underwear. You know what? How you expect to get pussy? If Valentine's Day is coming and you're still living in 1980, I'm a fucking fossil. You understand me? And I wear MeUndies. That's how tremendous. When you have MeUndies on, it's like you're fucking floating. It's like you don't even have underwear
Guys
on.
are sexy in those.
That's right. Thank you. And they have them for women also. You'd be very sexy in those. Also, I'm just saying. If you want to go swimming or something like that. A lady with little boxer shorts, it looks fucking nice. It throws a guy off. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could wear a fucking thong and have that string up your pussy. It gets all hard from the fucking stamina juice that comes out all day and jogging and walking up escalators and shit like that. You don't want that hard string. It's like a fucking piece of string cheese and shit between your legs all day. Who needs that? MeUndies. Comfort at its best. I have a pair on right now. My nutsack is right in the middle. I can't imagine what it makes you feel, your vagina feel like. Only way to find out is to go to MeUndies.com right now and press in
Joey.
and get 20% off your first order, plus free fucking delivery in Canada and the United States. Right now, lose those fucking underwear. Make a jump. Take a chance. Columbus did. Go to MeUndies right now. They got underwear for women, beautiful tight underwear for men. Your fucking nuts will be hanging out. Plus, they have that fabric that it pulls the sweat out. So your vagina's not going to smell like a gyro, and your nutsack's not going to smell like a fucking bag of old dicks. Number 2, Nature Box. You know why I like Nature Box? Because they don't talk about 20% off. They don't talk about dick. You know what they talk about? Come here, let me tell you your ear. Free! Free! Who gives you anything for free? Who? Nature Box. 5 bags. Go with the fucking pretzels. They got the sriracha cashews. What else, Lito? The cocoa almonds. They got the
nom-noms.
The nom-noms. These motherfuckers are not fucking around. Go to naturebox.com. You can pick what you want. Let me tell you something. They have a tremendous trail mix with these little chocolates. They look like little Chinese spin fucking things. You can chop somebody's head off. It's an antioxidant. I'm telling you right now. You know what the best part about MeUndies and Nature Box is? It gets delivered to your house. Right to your house. You don't gotta go nowhere. You stay right in your house. You mind your fucking business. You sit there. You whack off. UPS comes. You want to invite them in for a lemonade. You can. If not, tell them on delay. And that's it. They get delivered to your house. But you know what? Why fuck around? Go to naturebox.com right now and press in.
Joey.
Oh, shit! And get your free fucking Nature Box delivered right to your house. And you take it from there. You tell me if Uncle Joey's bullshitting you. Nutritious, delicious. MeUndies, a shout out. Iron Dragon TV, a shout out. On it, I love you. We'll be back next week with a call-in show. Sarah Tiana, any dates? Nothing?
No.
All right,
Just
your
follow
hair
me
looks
on
beautiful.
Twitter.
Follow her on Twitter at where?
At Sarah Tiana.
At Sarah Tiana. Get your shit together. Stay black. Uncle Joey loves you.